Any way to make it work, bro. Jake the.
Yeah, we'll get it done.
Lord have mercy on you with that situation. Some people don't let shit go, bro.
I know, bro. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, damn.
She already mad. She assumed it's crazy because all these Edomites believe, the least of them, just they believe that they're our boss.
Yeah.
I was watching. I did a video on it this morning. One of the brothers from Missouri did a video in regards to how Esau think about Jake regarding voting rights. So he was at a school, not the brother, but the guy that was interviewing people. It like he was actually talking about university or something. He asked all these white people, why do you think, black people or black Americans have a problem with voting or issues being at the vote? And one lady said that in Florida, the vast majority of blacks have felony records, she got that off of Google. It ain't the vast majority, but the vast majority of people that are arrested and convicted in Florida are disproportionately black people. So having a felony record can stop you from voting. Then she said that. And the other lady said she said that blacks basically don't know how to they don't have IDs, so they don't have access to getting IDs like a driver's license or a non-driver license, stay ID. And then the other Edomite dude said that black people don't have access to the internet. They have phones, but they ain't got data, so they don't have no access to the internet. All of this shit. And then he went to a black neighborhood in Harlem. He asked them all the shit that they said they didn't have. Jake was like, "What you talking about?" He said, "Is this some type of prank or something?" He said, "What is this? This some hidden camera shit?" I said, "Look, man. I know how to get to the fucking.
You know what I'm saying?
He is right up here. He get the exact fucking address, bro. He's like, you can go this way, bro. It's right over here. What are you talking about? It's like he asked him, he was like, ask him, do y'all got IDs? And it's crazy because the first thing Jake did was go in their wallets and pull their ID out. Because only the white man could walk up to you and ask you if you got your ID. Only the white man, he didn't go through no white neighborhoods. And asked them same questions. He was like, you know what I mean? So it's like these Edomites really believe that you're ignorant. Hit all this access to all this internet and information, all this access to information, but according to political pundits and political people that are running from office, the first thing they say is the reason why the black vote is so jacked up is because it's disproportionately they don't have access to particular resources, which is a lie. Dudes say, look, everybody I know got an ID. He said, you gotta have an ID. Oh, girl said, I left the house, I ain't got nothing else with my ID.
That's the East Coast.
Niggas leave. Niggas gotta have the ID, bro. What the fuck's wrong with you, bro? You ain't got your ID or you got, everybody gonna look at you like you crazy. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Especially on the East Coast. New York.
You need your ID.
They was in New York.
Man.
It was in New York, and I'm like, nigga, everybody in New York got an ID. What the fuck you talking about?
It's against the law not to.
Damn near.
Shit.
You get caught without a ID and can't identify yourself. They can take you to jail for that shit, bro.
That's right.
So niggas ain't trying to go to jail
for some bullshit.
But it's crazy because this is the kind of hell we in. This is the kind of world we live in. Like, we on the same planet, but we live in two different worlds, bro. Hey, we're gonna start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakwadash.
When you say give double honor to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to our fellow Akim, man. Hey, Salakia, bro. Let's move over there, bro. It's fucking sunny.
Maybe just right here, because it's gonna keep moving this way.
Yeah, but if we go in the street, the cars come.
So, I used to think I was doing myself a favor by not saying much when I was on the job. And then I realized that was a disservice to me. Because once I started speaking, motherfuckers started listening.
I know what you mean. Some goes down.
Beware the incense.
Right here.
Oh.
Oh no, just still stay on the camera, bro. The sun gonna move.
Okay.
We good.
Like right on the nine guys.
Up.
What's up with the umbrella?
Just put down on the side. Floor. So, yeah, stay on the camera, bro. Good.
Yep.
What was you saying, bro? That's what I was saying. Move up some, Ariel.
Bring it up.
Yeah, move up some, brother. Yeah, that's good.
Now we had just opened up. We didn't.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
we were
Yeah.
speaking about the. You know,
Yeah,
it's a
man.
different world.
We finished the salute, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and we out here another week prophesying and preaching in the name of Yahweh. Got the big bro Ariel all on the camera today. So if y'all hear his voice a lot louder than normal, it's because he's directly behind the camera.
Okay.
So yeah, man, it's hot as shit. Fucking hot as hell, brother.
August.
It's our summers. Our summers get fucking blazing, bro.
They call it the dog days of summer.
Yeah, for real.
Hot as a dog.
Yeah, we ready to get the fuck out of here, man. But yeah, so you know, a lot of Jake, they aren't aware. Hey, bro, can you get that preset where it says the children of this world are wiser than the children of light?
Mm-hmm.
Because like when it comes to our people, you know, Jake don't know, and Jake don't want to know, and that's what I titled the lesson. Jake don't know shit, and Jake don't want to know shit. You know what I'm saying? And because they don't realize what's going on. I believe that's a video I titled "Jake Don't Know Shit." Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, and also too, you know, Jake, you know, they see the condition that, you know, our people have been in for decades, and to them it's like, I don't really give a fuck who wins or not. Like, I'm gonna still be doing my wickedness, you know, because Jake ain't trying to advance in righteousness, you know. So it's like, to them it doesn't matter.
But yeah, it's lucky that I did a different video. So I didn't get to upload the video that I did, the response that I did for the bro. I did it I did it last night. But yeah, Jake don't know, and Jake don't want to know. Like, you know, Jake don't want to be an Israelite. Jake don't want to be an Israelite. Jake don't want his nationality. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot here, bro.
I got that precept.
Look it up, bro.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 16 and verse 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
And who's the children? Who's the children of light? We are the children of light, the Israelites,
That's right.
right? And the children in this world. Hey, read up like 2 verses.
Okay. This is Luke chapter 16, verse 6. And he said, 100 measures of oil, and he said unto him,
What was the precept?
Luke 16:6. Luke 16:8 was the one you wanted.
Go to 7. What 7 said?
Luke 16:7. Then said he to another, And how much owest thou? And he said, 100 measures of wheat. And he said unto him, Take thy bill and write 80. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light.
Yeah, so you got the children of light are the Israelites, the people that's on this sign right here. Right? And the children of this world are Esau, Edom. They're wiser than Jake. They know what's going on. They get that scripture where it says that my people are foolish, they're sottish, they have not known me. So they don't really know what's going on. Like it's spiritual too, because I was listening to the Apostles live stream, and Apostle Zahar said that, man. He said Jake don't know what the fuck's going on. They're surface level, like Apostle Zahar said that Jake is not deep, they're not on the level. They're really low level. When you deal with the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American now, partially it has to do with Jake's rebellion and his Jake's rebellion and his habitual fighting the Lord. That they don't want to know their history. They don't want to know their true nationality. They want to, whatever Esau, they want the new thing. That's what, you know, Jake, they'll accept being an African American. Jake will accept being black. Jake will accept being colored. but you don't want to accept being from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. That's you don't want to accept those things, right? You accept the lies that Esau gives you, right? So, you know, that's just rebellion. And then on the other side of that, Esau has used his different systematic venues, such as education, such as history, such as academia, you know, such as finance. I just gave you a few, but systematic racism runs through all of that shit. So that systematic racism is not just about oppressing people, but it's giving people an identity that's not theirs, right? And then using your powers to forward that identity. You see Jake in the street acting like thugs, dressed like thugs. That's an image that was pressed on Jake. Because when you go back, 70 years, I'm 44, so you go, that was like 79. Let's go back like 70 years. 70 years, Jake wasn't, 70 years ago, not saying Jake was perfect, but they weren't walking around with their pants hanging off their ass. Damn. They wasn't walking around, the women wasn't walking around butt naked, half naked, you know what I'm saying, showing every damn thing. It took time for Jake to get that way after being highly influenced. There's another scripture that says the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
Yeah,
got,
not even when I was born.
Yeah, this brother,
I was born in '66.
Yeah,
and I remember growing up in the projects. All the girls I went to school with, even when I look at their pictures now, had skirts or dresses on, you know, every day, all week long. But now there wasn't no fucking twerking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish; they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
Break it down.
So yeah, Jake today is foolish. They don't know Yahweh Shemashah. They don't know Yahweh Shemashah, and they don't want to know him. Sottish, stupid, no understanding, wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Niggas quick to do evil, man. Like I remember one time the brother said, brother Priest Kahanallah said, you come up to a Jake and you tell him you found some weed or some coke or whatever, oh, that nigga come up with all kind of plans and shit. But if you try to bring him this truth and tell him that he's an Israelite and try to give him some wisdom and knowledge, nah, man, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, because it don't immediate benefit. Jake.
It don't immediate
Jake
benefit.
It's all about the immediate benefit. If it's not, I was thinking it's crazy that you brought that up because I was at home yesterday and I was thinking to myself, if you put gold in front of a nigga, like gold bars in front of a nigga, and then you put the exact amount of the gold bars in $1,
he gonna go for the money.
Yes, right. Niggas gonna go straight for the money. They don't understand the value, the intrinsic value of gold. Niggas like, no, nigga. Why? Because the money allows you to buy all the things that you would like to buy in this world.
You give him half the price of the gold, and cash, and he gonna go for the cash.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It's cash.
As long as it's
cash. Because the nigga gonna say, well, nigga, what I'm gonna do with this gold? I can't turn this gold in. But an Edomite, an intelligent Edomite, will look at that money and then look at that gold and say, give me the gold. Leave the money on the fucking table, because he knows he understands the intrinsic value. And that's why, again, the children of this world are wiser than the children of light. That's right. Again, the brother brought out, my people are what? Sottish. The word sottish means stupid. They have not known it. How our people know the Most High is via Esau and his different avenues, such as Christianity, his so-called Bible teachers, his scholars, his biblical scholars, his theologians. That's how Jake know the Lord. That's why our people believe that God is all love. It says it in the scripture, God is, the Most High is love, right? But then you got to know what kind of love is the Most High. Is he just an accepting God? I just accept you the way you are. Come as you are with the Most High. No. Even his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, said what? You got to change. You got to be what? Born again. In the mind. Right? And so you start talking about a nigga being born again in the mind. What you mean I be born again in the mind, nigga? I'm good. I know everything. I read the Bible. I know what it say. And he don't. You know, most Jake don't. The majority of the people on this side here have no understanding of the Bible. None. And that's why the Apostle Sahar even said it today. He said, "Listen, man, you gotta You gotta have a spirit on you to know that if a nigga can't get it, because you can move on. You just wasting your time. And then precepts start coming to your mind. Cast not thy pearls before swine. At least they trample and rend them, or rend you, right? And rending is turning back and bucking up against you. That's what pigs do, hogs do. Okay, so you don't put things, the pearls being his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is valuable.
Very valuable.
You don't get that shit to anybody because they don't understand the value. Going back to their knowledge, you get a gold and the money. I mean, it's a gold and the FRNs, because really gold is money, and it has an intrinsic value, and it constantly goes up. But Jake would rather have these worthless dollar bills that really don't mean nothing. They're overinflated, overvalued, right? And what's it's not going to be able to deliver you. Gold ain't either. But having gold is having a physical currency.
That's value.
You know what I'm saying? There's intrinsic value in it that the Lord created. But those dollar bills are nothing but, you got to understand too, our people are under an extremely heavy spell. Those money, the dollar bills, that's a spell.
A delusion.
It's an idol.
Yeah, it's an idol, absolutely. And when you look on it, it got all kinds of witchcraft and idolatry on it. But it entices what people will see that money and they'll do anything for it, literally anything for it, just to have it, to fuck it up, not invest it, nothing. No, they just fuck it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say, you mentioned how Jake looks at the love of the Heavenly Father, man. You know, I was watching a podcast and the dude was talking with these women, and then one of them mentioned like, oh yeah, the love of a woman and whatever, and then she was like, oh yeah, you know, we give love this way, you know, pretty much like women do, cuddling. Yeah, is this the word, like coddling?
Cuddling?
Yeah.
The coddle.
Yeah. Not cuddle as in like cuddle, but
coddle.
Yeah. So they coddle like the children, but the father, the dude was saying like, oh, but the fatherly love teaches you, you know, love in the long run, which is kind of like what we're speaking about. You know, Jake doesn't see the long term benefit of it. You know, and this is, you know, this truth is not gonna give you an instant. You know, there's no instant gratification in this truth, man. It's we're going for the long run. You know, which is what? The kingdom of heaven, salvation first and foremost. So the dude was saying how, you know, the fatherly love, a dad will let you fall and be like, get up, you know, or stop doing this. And he's not going to coddle you and be like, and at the moment, you're not going to feel good. Like, damn, why is my dad talking to me like that? Why is he, you know, as a child, you're going to think that way. Like, damn, my dad don't love me and shit. Like, but in the long run, when shit happens to you, that reminds you of that, you know, of your dad telling you like, get up son, like, you know, keep pushing. Then you're gonna be like, damn, my dad was preparing me for this, for later on in life, you know. And this is what this truth does, man. You know, Jake wants something that, oh, if I sacrifice my life for something, it better be right now. I gotta get the reward now in this life,
and
right now, and that's not the case.
Real quick, I got a precept for you. This is Sirach 30:1. He that loveth his son causeth him oft to fill the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. And that's for the physical father to his son as well as the Most High, because the scripture says, Yahweh chasten us as sons. Those he don't chasten, he don't love it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So when your father corrects you and oftentimes make you feel that rod, meaning beat your ass, that means he loves you. He cares for you. And he's correcting you so you don't continue the wrong path. Verse 2 says, I'll read verse 1 again. He that loveth his son and causes him oft to fill the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end. He that chasteneth his son shall have joy of him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances. Like, and I'll give myself an example. My dad, he often chastised my ass, man. But now when he speaks of me amongst his friends, he speaks of me proudly. He speaks of me with joy and honor. Right? Because I ain't in the prison house. You know, I did my thing in the army. I live in Hawaii. You know, I'm self-sufficient. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
So he's like, that's a joy to him. Right? So keep on reading verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. And that's another thing, because we as Israelite men, we supposed to teach our sons the right way, the holy way, right? See, we supposed to teach our children the truth. Like in reality, all Israelite men are supposed to teach their children the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shah and meditate on them continually, right? To bring that to knowledge to them continually. Why? Because that's a part. That's a part of the truth. You know, that's a part of this thing. That's a part of our heritage, right? So you got to always remind your kids.
Yep.
Remind your children of what to do in the eyes of in the sight of the Lord. Because just because you're a so-called grown-up, don't mean that you're on your own. Don't mean that you're unto your own self. You got to have we under constant wardship of the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh Shah. So you're supposed to bring your children up in a way that is good in the eyes of the Lord. And it's a perpetuating thing. But when you teach your kids that, what you're doing, you're grieving the enemy.
That's right.
And Scripture says, "He that teaches." That's the reason why homeschooling is not pushed heavy in this country, right? They want your children to go to these schools of so-called learning from a child, from a baby.
That's right.
Why? Because they get to indoctrinate your children with whatever philosophy they believe, and then the kids, they're gonna grow up believing that that's okay. That's why that whole rainbow coalition thing that's going on. Children, they don't have a problem with that. They don't look down on it. It's not nasty to them. To them, it's like it's acceptable because this generation is being overly conditioned to accept that. But if you were teaching your son the right way, you would let them know that, hey, that's not the right way. But see, what ended up happening was now there's a conflict with Esau's interests. Just the reason why they wanted to get your children in school so early. You got Head Start, you got kindergarten, and then all the way up to 12th grade, and then into college. They start believing in the system. That everything the teacher says is true, according to them. Even if the teacher's misled, even if there's contrary information to go against that information, they ain't gonna accept it. So it's a constant battle. You know, you going to school with Edomites and other heathens, and you believe that we're all one because we're all in the same class together. Until you become an adult and you realize that there's something called racism. And that we are not alike. We are not. I could act like you. I could talk like you. Yep. I could grow up in the same environment as you. But once I get a certain age, the racism, the truth start coming out. You know, they call me black. Like, bro, I hate being called black.
I hate
First
it
of all,
too.
my skin is not fucking black. But see, this world is so fucking backwards that they look at a brown-skinned person and say you're black. You even have Israelites that are from other tribes like Benjamin. They pride themselves on being called Jamaican, Trinidadian, you know, whatever, St. Lucian, right? But they don't call themselves black. I'm not black. I'm Jamaican. But see, Jake, in America, you ain't got no you don't have no identity to hold on to. So you grab on to being black. But black was being pushed to you, and black is everything negative. Black never had nothing good coming of it. Niggas quick to say, oh yeah, you know, all the colors come from black, which is true. But the point of the matter is, it's in this world, as it is known, is to be black is to be without. To be black is to be ignorant. It's a whole bunch of negative connotations that go with being black. So much so that even in these other countries, when they look at so-called black or brown people, they call them black. But there's no country of black. Where's black? Where's the nation of black at? Ain't no nation of black.
I always say.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? What land on the earth where they say black people come from? Oh, we all come from Africa. No, nigga, we all don't come from Africa. They had something used to be in the 80s and the early 90s, the Asiatic black man. Yeah, well, that's because we come from the land of Asia. We come from Southwest Asia, right? That's the reason why. But we still ain't black. But see, our people hold on to these identities because they rather have that than have their natural identity as that being an Israelite. Because guess what? You weren't brought up or taught that you were an Israelite from a young age. You taught that you was black, you was Hispanic, you know what I'm saying, or Latino, and you took pride in being a Latino. Everybody you lived around grew up was a Latino, speaking Spanish, speaking the voice or the language of the oppressor. And they so far removed from the conquistadors and the Spaniards coming to South America that they just believe that Spanish language and worshiping Cesare Borgia is that's natural. Yep. But that shit was pushed on you.
Yep.
I was gonna say, you know, we were talking about something similar along the lines with the brother Jay. Jay wants to accept things that are acceptable to the world, man.
Yeah.
And being an Israelite, your true nationality is not accepted in this world, man. So Jay Jay doesn't want to cleave onto this because why? They're gonna be ostracized for it. They're gonna be, you know, spoken bad about, put in a bad light, and Jake doesn't want that, man.
You don't want it.
You know, like we're talking about the instant gratification. People want to be rewarded or praised or looked at it like, oh wow, look at them. Like that's what Jake wants in the world, man. And that's not what your true identity brings in this world. Because guess what? We the lowest of the captives. Even though these heathens are captives to an extent, we at the bottom, man.
Yep.
So nobody wants to be the guys at the bottom. So it's like Jake wants to be the top guy. That's why, you know, Jake cleaving to that Egyptology bullshit. Like, yeah, we was kings,
From
but
Egypt.
that's still not your nationality, man. You know, and you still lost at the end of the day.
Yeah, because you look at somebody that looks like you and you assume that y'all the same people. I was looking at a video today of these the real Egyptians, the Montezorianites, them tall, ugly motherfuckers. They be
Manute Bowl niggas.
Them Arab there niggas, they be doing this shit. And it was a bitch doing that shit. And that bitch she was nice and tall and thick from the bottom, but that bitch was ugly. A big ass forehead, them big ass lips, that big ass nose. And because Jake has similar features, that, you know, and we was over there fucking them bitches, bro. Having children with these motherfuckers, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they say that, oh, this is the architect for the so-called Negro. But dumb people know that they ain't black. They don't even call themselves black.
They don't even like us.
No, they don't. Even Jake that live over there don't like Jake in America.
Yep.
Right? That hatred is still there. That enmity is in amongst our people. But as far as the natural heathen, there's a great divide between us and them.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because those tall ass fucking monsters, they didn't go into slavery. They don't know, they don't understand what that's about. Even though they being oppressed in their own country by Esau and their own people. They're not being oppressed because they're so-called black. They have resources in those countries. And as long as that country is in a disarray, Esau can exploit those resources. Right?
Yep.
That's what that shit is about. Outside of that, them people, they got their culture. Them motherfuckers still in the fucking Serengeti, playing in dust, putting cow piss on their head, eating blood, and jumping up and down, doing this shit. You know what I mean? Like, that shit is off. Like, I look at that shit, bro, I be like, bro, they can't be in my house, bro. I don't want none of them niggas. I don't want none of them bitches, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want nothing out of Africa, bro. I was like, damn, I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, Ham is nasty, bro. I was like, Ham is fucked up kids, bro. Like, this nigga, man. These are children, bro. But, you know, all the tribes got some fucked up people. You know, you look at Shem got some fucked up kids. East Indians, them niggas like to play in shit. Ain't no real Jake playing in shit, bruh. Like, you know that, you already know in your spirit, nigga, that's off. Nigga, what? I ain't doing it. You see that video? You see the video?
I saw it.
You see the video?
I saw the one you sent me.
The two niggas that playing in shit. Like, what the fuck?
Like they don't smell that shit.
Yeah.
Hell no. Bro. Hell no.
This is a heathen. But because Esau has told us that the world is universal, it's for everybody. That's right. Everybody has an equal opportunity, especially here in America, which is not true. Now, we have access to resources that Jake and these third world countries don't have access to. And we may not be exploiting them or using them to the capacity, or we might be overexploiting them. So Jake look at you like, oh, something's wrong with you. Like, nigga, you got all these, you got welfare, you got Social Security, you got a surety in the justice system. What you mean? What you mean you want more? Oh, I wish I had that. So then Jake, that's fucked up. They're envying Jake on top, but not realizing that we catch a shitty end of the stick. It's the same stick, but it's just shittier end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, Jake don't want to be involved. Let me finish this off real quick.
Yep.
Back in Sirach chapter 30, verse
it's bad.
Verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice in him. Though his father die, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he have left one behind him that is like himself. And that's what they don't want. They don't. That's why there was a concerted effort to purposely destroy the house of the so-called American Negro.
Yeah.
It was a time in this country where it was two-parent homes, and the father was respected and well regarded. Then over time, that shit, the state stepped in, and as the state stepped in, and other things start getting pushed on, feminism, it pushed the so-called Negro out of the house. So now the vast majority of the so-called black children in America, Judites in America, you don't grow up with a father, because you grow up in these you were born via a tumultuous relationship between your mother and your father. The man, he didn't know the woman didn't know the man. Y'all just met each other because y'all was hot and bothered, or y'all was in the same vicinity and y'all fucked on each other, or y'all might have been in a relationship and y'all didn't even know how a relationship is supposed to actually work between a man and a woman. So now y'all dissolve that shit, and now the woman is left with the burden of raising the child alone. Or she through her stupid ass decisions made it that way. You got a lot of bitches out here raising children, supposedly raising children and just having children because they want something to have. They want something to have control over. But then when a child gets too old and out of control, now you want a man to step in. Whether it's the father or some simp ass nigga to be a stepfather.
Yep.
You know? So you want another man to pick up your burdens. So it's a lot that play into that. Right? So again, but here it is. If you teach your son the right way, even if you pass away, bro, it's like you ain't die. You look like him, you act like him, you think like him.
That's right.
Because your father conditioned you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you was never gone. Let's keep on reading.
So like the father always keeps you in check when you do like things that are like way off. Because you know, obviously the mother is there most of the time, but the father, when you do some fucked up shit, your father's there to let you know, like, yo, you stepping out of bounds, man. So
he reels you back in.
You know.
Yep.
You know, that
before
scripture,
you get too far, you reel you back in. That's right, brother.
That scripture, I mean, what you just mentioned about, well, actually that scripture about you will leave one such as yourself behind. You know, these women, that example that you brought, they're leaving monsters just like themselves, man, and they tired of it, man. They're like, damn, what the fuck? Why the fuck this motherfucker come out like this? Well, because of your guidance.
Yeah, because of their lack of guidance.
No guidance.
Oh yeah, lack of guidance.
Because the woman, she gets so fucking frustrated with doing nothing. I was thinking about that with my woman this weekend. We had to do some important stuff, and the bitch got I ain't gonna call her bitch. She got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then she started bugging out on me. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, all you had to do was this. I gave you the directions. All you had to do was execute.
You took her into uncharted territory.
Yeah. You can't have them doing that because they start losing their mind.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed. I just threw it together. What the fuck you mean just threw it together, bro? We just went and did something.
Yeah.
I told you what to do. You had the information. All you had to do was copy and paste, nigga.
Training time.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
follow
saying?
instructions.
Yeah. So it's
they
like
think that they could come up with a better way.
yeah, they got a better plan, and then they get overwhelmed when they don't have the information. Satan start jumping on them. They start thinking about the past and all this other reactions. Oh, I thought you was gonna do this. Don't think for me. You don't have to think for me. I have my own mind. My grandma used to tell me that when I was a kid. I used to be like, well, I thought. Look, I don't give a fuck what you thought. Don't nobody pay you to think. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't even pay me, but she was like, look, I don't pay you to think. And that's how it is.
Yeah.
You gotta be like that. You gotta tell, look, I ain't paying you to think. I just pay you to execute. I'm teaching you the right way.
New territory.
But because see, you gotta understand, children, they're being taught from all kinds of angles, from their cell phones to their friends in the streets to their
the whole
schools,
world.
The world outside of your home.
Yeah.
It's a battleground, bro.
For real.
And you gotta be set up to fight this war, spiritually, because you don't have the control that you think you have. First of all, our children don't belong to us here.
You gotta be a damn general.
Yep. If our children belong to us, we would have more influence and power over them in this world.
Yeah.
But we in captivity. And keep reading real quick. It says, he that leaveth behind him an avenger against his enemies. And that's what Esau don't want. He don't want our children to be avengers for us, for what he's done to us.
Yep.
Right? So what? He fuck him up. He get to him early and destroy him. Get him early so that he can't be a formidable foe. So it says he left behind him an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to friends. Meaning that if you have friends during your lifetime, your son's gonna be a friend to your friends, right? He gonna show kindness to say, hey man, I fuck with you, bro, because me and your dad was good friends, man. Your son might be an asshole, but I told you I'm gonna look out for him, you know, in your death. So what I do, I look out for this nigga. I treat the nigga like he's my son. Why? Because his father showed me kindness, and I would hope that his son would do the same. You know. So it says, requite kindness of friends. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. So you ain't, like you were saying about, I don't know which one of you brothers was saying about conquering your child. What you call it? Use another word, not conquer. It was
coddling
your child.
Coddling.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you ain't supposed to every wound he get, I'm wound up, and every time I hear him cry, let me go run and see what's wrong with him. No, you got to allow the child to work out himself, problem solve.
Yeah.
If it's too big, then I'm gonna get down and I'm gonna fuck with you. But hey, you all right? You hurt yourself? Get up.
Get up.
Because why are you teaching your son that? Because that's what life is. Life is about taking many falls and getting back up and dusting yourself off and putting yourself together. Whether you do something spiritually wrong, whether you do something physically wrong, it's about getting back up, perseverance. But if you always over the child ain't gonna know how to persevere without you.
That was the Wari Habashimel shot. That was one of the points that from that podcast that I wanted to bring up as well. The guy was like saying how, a mother would see her child fall and be like, oh baby, oh.
Immediately.
Yeah, all the time, every single time.
Yep.
Kid could fall 10 times and she'll be like, oh. But a father, once you trip more than twice, you're like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
Stop tripping, man.
Yeah.
Look where you're going.
That's right.
You know,
your
Tie
ass
your
up.
fucking shoes, man.
That's right.
Pick
up your feet.
Pick up your feet when you
Look
walk
where
in.
you're going.
My dad used to tell me that shit. My dad used to tell me that shit all the time. You're like, yo, pick up your feet when you
You gotta
walk in.
learn the
Yep.
lesson from
Yeah.
life, man. So it's like the dad, Yahaba Shimya was shot, saw us fall and fall and fall, and he's like, all right,
Yep.
you don't want to look at the consequences and see what's gonna happen if you keep doing this. Well, I'm gonna
I
let you
used
get
to-
punished.
Well,
Yep.
that's what
You
you
know?
said. I think
Well, I'm
a couple
punished.
weeks ago, said the Lord winked at our ignorance.
Yep.
When we was in the world, we was committing all kinds of folly,
All
bro.
kind of shit.
But the Lord winked at us. He ain't fuck us up like he could have. You got chastised bit by bit, but you really didn't start facing chastisement until you came in His truth.
Mm-hmm.
You start seeing
Yeah.
what it really felt like.
And once the Lord tell you the right way, then He expect you to act the right way.
Yeah.
I got a quick precept. Proverbs 22 verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Right. So because it's a habit now.
It's in him.
If you train up a child in a way that the right way he should go, he ain't gonna forget that in old
Yep.
life. Even when he does make mistakes, he always gonna refer back to the precepts.
It's
He's
in
gonna
him.
refer back to the word of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be like, oh yeah, I know I ain't supposed to be eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. If I ate it and I got sick, well, that's judgment.
That was the reason.
That was the reason why. Let me stay away from that. Or I know better than to deal with another man's woman, because you can get put to death behind some shit like that. And it's crazy in this world when you refrain from dealing with another man's woman, she ain't gonna tell you that, but she got respect for you.
Yep.
See, a lot of bitches they'll be like, what, for real? Don't nobody ever just tell me no, because these bitches ain't used to hearing no, or they ain't used to being rejected. You know what I'm saying? But listen, you got a man, you don't need me.
And that goes two ways. Also in other areas, if you're dealing with a woman and she never had a man really tell her A, B, C, D, E, when you tell her, okay, look, 1, 2, 3, you tell her that, she gonna buck a little bit because she ain't used to it. She's never heard that before. She's never got that direction. She used to just doing whatever she want to do, backwards, sideways. You telling her how to go straight forward, straight to the point. She gonna buck against that because she ain't used to it. She ain't never heard. It's like a new language almost.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a new language.
It's a new language, and it'll take patience on a man's part if he's dealing with a woman to just stick with it.
Yeah.
Keep showing her this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and eventually, Lord willing, she'll get it.
And if she's
You know?
too fucking wild, that bitch gotta go back.
You
to
might
the
have to cut her
Get
loose
out, bitch.
back to the jungle.
Yeah, cut that bitch right back to the jungle, bitch.
Yep.
Because it gets to a certain point where you're beyond being taught.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to let life teach you now.
And usually the man, especially the man of the Lord, you'll know, all right, I tried. It ain't working.
Yeah, I don't even tell my
I
bitch
got- I
about
gotta-
you.
I gotta
don't
cut
tell
her
she know
loose.
I do the work, but I'm not sitting there having scriptures
Yeah,
and
trying to
trying
teach him and
No,
stuff.
you ain't no Sarah. You ain't no Judah. Like, no. Like, look, I'm going out here to go do my thing. I see you when I get back from camp. Man.
That's the best way to
That's
put
it. It's too
That's
easy,
it.
man. And if you
That's
got a
it.
problem with it, I live on myself, so I'm good. Like, I'm
Yep.
gonna sleep good tonight, and I'm gonna have
Hell yeah.
a little more money in my pocket.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Oh, let me finish this real quick, bro.
Yep.
This is it's back in Sirach, chapter 30, verse 7. He that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. And a horse not broken becometh headstrong, And a child left to himself will be willful, right? And what is a headstrong is proud. You got to break a horse in order to get him to be able to be ridden, in order for him to be able to be saddled. That horse has to be broken. You ever see a wild horse buck up? Ooh, it's crazy.
They be
You know what I'm
bucking
saying?
too.
They do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yep.
They knock over shit, hurt people.
Bite.
You gotta break the horse.
Bite
You gotta
shit.
spank it. You gotta
Yep.
put it on. You gotta put it in check. You gotta let it know who's boss.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it says, "Conquer thy child, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end." And that happens all the time. You got parents trying to be their friend, child's friend. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad didn't start laughing with me until I was well into my adulthood, bro. Like when I see my dad, it was all about discipline, and he was just he was really uncomfortable to be around.
Austere.
Extremely austere. Real talk, bro. My dad got this look. I got it. My brother got it, but I really have to pull it out. But my dad got this look, bro. I'm 44, bro. He got this look about him. I know he ain't playing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm 44, bro, and I still be like this. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I respect him.
That's right.
And I know where I came from. He wasn't always like cool. He's cool with my daughter, his granddaughter. Oh, he loves her. But he still got this authoritative mannerism about him when he dealing with my daughter. But it ain't like when we was coming up. It ain't like when I was coming up, bro. It was like as soon as I seen this man, whatever joy I had got sucked out of me, bro. And I was like this, bro.
On sight.
Yeah, on sight. Because I knew what kind of man he was.
Yep.
He was never the type of dude that smile and laugh. Even when he laughed, it feel fake, forced. Like, nigga, you don't laugh like this.
That's right.
I told my dad I love him, and he told me he loved me more now than when I was a child. I ain't never heard, "I love you, son. I'm proud of you, son." None of that shit.
I didn't hear that.
Till I
either.
got older, man. So it says,
Yeah.
can you get this precept in the GNT? I got it.
Yep, I'm in the GNT too.
Yeah, go ahead and bring it out.
Good News Translation, verse 7. Ben Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, "But anyone who spoils his son will have to bandage his wounds."
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about that. What made me think about that was I got a cousin named Shanti Dean, and his dad used to treat him like he just buy the nigga clothes and give him money and drop him off. He never whipped his ass. When he do something, he get kicked out of his mom's house. Instead of him correcting that shit, he had to live with us, with my grandma and them. But he'd give my grandma some bread, some good money, and then he would give Shamp a stack of money and buy this nigga a whole shit ton of fucking clothes, like polo. This was Ralph Lauren was expensive back in the day.
Damn.
He would just buy this nigga 2 weeks worth of clothes. He buy him 2 weeks worth of clothes every month. He buy him 2 weeks worth of clothes, and he give him money. But what this nigga go do? This nigga Shamp went back out. He was in the streets, so he lived with grandma, but then he was like running the block. So the nigga would sell his clothes to get money to get crack. He was selling crack,
What?
but then he started using crack. Mind you, Shamp was younger than me. You know what I'm saying? So this nigga's like 14, 13, 14, 15 years old,
Damn.
fucking selling crack on the street and doing crack. It was so crazy because I was laughing at myself. I was like, I remember this nigga used to come in the crib and break down the drywall on my grandma's wall and make fake crack. Because he did the crack that he was supposed to be selling. So the nigga was fucking up the game in the hood. Like, niggas gonna know. The crackheads gonna start complaining like, "Oh, what the fuck? That was drywall you gave me last time." And they like, "Man, what the fuck?" Like, "Yeah, that nigga shot. Don't use drywall."
That's
So nigga got shot. He got shot. He got hit.
Damn.
Yeah, he got shot in the head and everything, man. Fucking up the game, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Don't fuck
he's
with
fucking
the
up the
game.
game in the hood and bring that
man.
shit to my grandma. He used to break in my grandma's house when we was gone. He'd break in. I don't know how the fuck he got in. He'd break in because we lived on the second floor. So the nigga would break in, steal my grandma's jewelry, have her crying and shit. And she still take the nigga back. But then she treat me like shit. I'm over here obeying the bitch and everything. Like, this nigga, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
The spirit is you.
Yeah, it's demons. It's demons on that. That whole house full of demons. But yeah, I say that to say that my uncle would conquer his son. Like, my dad never did that shit. My dad ain't never want me 2 weeks worth of clothes for what? Not even for back to school,
Mine
nigga.
either.
Like, no. But see, he brought me up in a rough manner, but it worked on me.
It guided you.
It guided me the right direction.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm thinking like I can just do what I want to do, and my dad just gonna give me money and clothes and shit, that's off. My dad was never doing that shit.
Yeah, like I got a perfect example in my family too, bro. My brother-in-law, you know, he was always telling me like, yeah, my dad used to beat me for everything and blah blah blah. Even if I didn't do nothing, he used to beat me. And he was like, yeah, my kids, man, I promised myself that when I was gonna have kids, I will never hit them and you know, scream at them or whatever, bro. He was telling me that shit, and I was like in my head, like, damn, that's why your kids is fucking wild, bro. And like, they be embarrassing this man out in the public and shit. And like, I feel like he, like in his mind, he tries to keep his own promise and shit. And I could see him like infuriated, bro. But like, he doesn't say nothing to him just to keep his promise. I guess he reminds himself, like, yeah, my dad used to beat me, but I'm never gonna.
That's a promise I don't have to break.
Hell yeah, bro.
I seen them little niggas. I think I know you're talking about
wild, bro.
Caesar. Yeah.
And
I seen them little niggas. Them niggas.
I told him one time, I'm like, yeah, bro, but like, your dad used to beat you, but look at how you came out. Like, you were a straight dude. Like, I never seen you doing some fucking wild shit or like embarrassing yourself, getting pissed drunk or none of that shit.
See, he didn't see the value in the correction.
And then even he said like, well, yeah, damn, that's true. And it's like, yeah, so you gotta like this. And I told him about the scriptures. I'm like, look, even the scriptures tell you that you should beat your son with the rod and he shall not die,
ass, nigga. It says, don't worry about if he cry.
That's right.
Fuck that shit, nigga. Let him cry. He'll be all right.
Let him cry.
Don't be moved by the tears.
Yep.
Hey, you think the Lord is moved by our tears, bro? Like, no, man. When you start, he love to see that. You know, you at a lower state and you crying to the Lord and you begging and you asking for repentance and you crying and you feeling bad and sorrowful. He wants you to feel that way.
I tell you what, I remember when I told you brothers when I was riding my bike, and I knew it to this day. I knew it was an angel that knocked me off the bike, and my whole left side was hurting. I ain't cried in a long time, but when I went home and I laid on my side, bro, the tears was about to come out. But I knew it was from the Lord. I knew it, you know, in my spirit.
Yeah, because it's correct. Let's get that precept.
It's correction. Yeah. I got a quick one. In that same Ben Sirach, verse 9, it says, if you pamper your child and play with him, he will be a disappointment and a source of grief.
And you see that today.
Ooh,
you see that little
fire.
nigga, that the mom, she always played with the nigga.
Yeah.
She act like he her boyfriend and best friend. Now the nigga in prison. The nigga done killed people. He out here committing drills. My little sister, she was telling me about, she had a brother on her stepfather's side and shit. And she said the nigga, he was 18 and he died and shit. She was sounding a little bad, but she's like, yeah, he was out there running drills and shit. I'm thinking to myself, running drills? What the fuck is that? I thought he was playing football.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
No, man, these niggas out there killing people, man. They out there, older niggas tell these niggas to go do some dumb shit, and the niggas get in the car, busting on people, shooting on people, shooting at people, killing people. Mind you, y'all all live in the same city. Philadelphia's a small city, bro. It ain't big. You know, especially when it comes to where niggas live at. It's even smaller. So if somebody's gonna run into you or see you like, oh, that's an op. And they gonna get you. They killed the little nigga. He was 18 years old, and the nigga's in the spirit world now. Why? Because I'm sure he grew up living like that. Everything he wanted, his mama got. You know, the mother always got to get you the flyest shit. You don't know nothing about shit, but your mama knew all the shit. She lets you come in when you come and go as you please, leave and come as you go, whatever. All times of the night, you got bitches running in the house. She lets you smoke weed in front of her. She's smoking weed with you. That kind of shit. And then you wonder why your life is full of grief with this nigga. Now you got to put money on his books. Now you got to get a lawyer up for this nigga. Mom, I got a little cousin. I got a cousin. My little cousin, my older cousin, her son. He's like that. Eric could buy this nigga everything. All kinds of shit when he's coming up. And what the nigga was doing? Robbing niggas, selling fucking Percocets, doing all kinds of. And she posting pictures of this nigga. Oh, my love. I understand it's your son, but the nigga did shit to go to prison. He been locked up for years now. Almost a decade. Gotta be almost over a decade now. The nigga been in a fucking big house. And he's his biggest supporter. And whatever bitch he got out in the real world, he's buying his niggas. I'm not buying that nigga shit. Nigga, you go to prison. I push you up better than that. You go to prison, you're staying in prison. Don't ask me for no money on your books. Don't ask me to deliver you. I ain't getting you no lawyer, because I ain't got no lawyer money. I ain't doing none of that shit, bro. Because you know better.
Yeah.
But see, that's because I'm a man. You know, who had something?
I have Hebrews.
Yeah.
Hebrews 12. This is the book of Hebrews 12 and verse 4. It says, a father's discipline. It says, ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto sons.
Yeah, that's right, because that's the Lord is dealing with us as sons. We call him Abba, Father.
That's right.
That means we his sons.
That's right.
His son is also our father too. Right? He's our spiritual
Absolutely.
father too. He created us. But he's also our brother.
That's right.
You think, Salaki, the Lord, the Most High Yahweh chastised Yahweh Shai on that cross. He chastised Yahweh Shai before going to the cross. That's why he got him beat, hit with them stripes of men. Why would, and he said he pleased him to do it. It pleased him to do these things because he knew that it was for his correction as well as for ours. You know what I'm saying? He had to suffer for what he did as King Solomon. The Lord ain't forget about that. All that shit you did when you was an older man.
Yep.
And he even told David before Solomon was even born that if he mess up, I will chastise him with the stripes of men. Now, King Solomon didn't get chastised when he was old. He just died. He died, but he died understanding that shit was vain and vanity. And even though he had the understanding that it was vanity, the Lord still said, I'm gonna whoop your ass when you come back. Even though you're gonna be perfect, I'm gonna send you back perfect. You're gonna come in this corruptible flesh, but you're gonna be perfect. But I'm gonna have to chastise you. I ain't forget about that. And that's his only begotten son, his firstborn.
And hey, that's why we say, Salakia, we're the hopeful elect. Because if you're the hopeful elect, if you actually one of the elect, you're gonna go through some stuff. You're gonna go through a lot of shit. You're going through a lot. You're gonna be chastised in this world. You have to go through it to make you the elect that you're supposed to be.
We're going through what Yahweh Shai went through.
What he went through.
We're experiencing Yahweh Shai's sufferings.
Yep.
We're gonna be lied upon. We're gonna be lied on. We're gonna be a disgrace.
Go through hell.
Buffeted.
Yep.
All of these things you're gonna go through, and like the brother was saying earlier, kind of speaking on the same lines, Jake don't understand that. They think that it's supposed to be immediate gratification. If I worship Jesus, I'm gonna get me a financial blessing. That's what they say. Worship Jesus, you get a financial blessing.
That ain't true.
Give your tithes, you get a financial blessing.
Imagine Yahweh Shai, man. Like, he understood. He had all the understanding when he was walking on the earth, man. And he was like, damn, I know one of my disciples is going to give me up. I know they're going to hang me on the cross. He knew all those things, man. That's why he kept telling the disciples, he told John the Baptist, like, this has to happen for prophecy's sake, for my Father's word's sake, man. So he knew, even when he died, like, damn, I got to go through all of this to receive my reward. Now I understand what my Father wanted me to do and why these things happen, and now I just got to follow through and complete my mission so that I could get my reward. But it didn't come immediately right there on the flesh,
Not at
man.
all.
Well, he had to die and endure all of that to receive his reward. But Jake want a blessing now. Like, you still wicked as hell and shit, and you want a blessing right now. Like,
because you all of a sudden you're an Israelite now, that you think that the blessing's supposed to keep rolling in. You're being manipulated by a particular Israelite leader, have you believing that money or gain is godliness.
No, it ain't.
You being fooled and tricked. You being delusional.
I have to admit and confess, when I first came into this truth, I was expecting some sort of payoff. Nope.
You ain't even did no work yet. How you get paid?
Hey, that's Jake. When when you're a novice and you first come in this, you don't know, but you learn gradually that there's chastisement with this. It's a narrow road.
Yeah,
it's a tough walk.
This thing is about suffering, bro.
It's about suffering.
It ain't about pleasures.
It ain't about pleasures.
You're gonna get pockets of contentment, but those you better enjoy it while you got it.
Enjoy when you get it.
A lot of shit's coming behind that.
Yep.
You gotta understand that there's levels to this truth, man.
Yep.
You don't just come in on a high level. Because if you one of those brothers that like shoot straight to the top, well, hey, just back up, because this dude's about to have a great fall.
Slow your roll.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember humility.
Yep.
Humility is the key to this whole thing of ours, bro. Yep. Humility and faith. You got to have humility, faith, and humility. You're going through some humility is a lower state. You're going through a lower state. You pray to Yahweh B'Shem Shai. You're broken. you pray to Yahweh Shem Shah. I've seen it, bro. I know. I'm not gonna sit here and go through the list, the litany of things that I had to experience up until this point, and that I still experience. But what I will say is that I understand those rough ways, man.
Oh yeah, they're necessary.
Yeah, they're definitely necessary, bro.
Yeah. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, starting at the top, goes through all that. How all the former men of the Lord, the prophets, and so forth and so on, they all went through trials and tribulations, and they learned from that. And because that's what the Lord wanted for them, and that's what he wants for us.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, you know, we gotta understand that we still need to go through our chastisement, man. So, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, we know that we the Israelites, we hope that we're part of that elect number that Yahweh Shai chosen to himself.
Yep.
But even still, you know, we gotta understand that, hey, our life is truly not ours. Whatever Yahweh Shai got allotted for each one of us, tribulations, whether we live or we die, hey, that's up to the Heavenly Father, man, and we gotta accept it. That's part of accepting Yahweh Shai, man.
That's
to
it.
say like, well, fuck it. If I gotta die, if I gotta go through whatever, fuck it. You know, that's my lot. That's what the Lord chose for me.
That's what it is.
It is what it is, man. Call hello, Yahweh Shai.
Let all things be done for Yahweh Shai.
That's right, because we sinned against the Lord. The Lord didn't do nothing against us.
He didn't do nothing against us, bro.
We were the ones that fucked up.
Yeah. Who's reading?
Hebrews 12 and verse 4, it says, ye have not finished, Salaki, ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto sons.
Yeah.
My son, despise thou not the chastening of Yahweh by Hashem
There it is.
Yahushua.
So when you're going through chastening of the spirit, and then the greater understanding is knowing that, hey, this is what's happening. Because a lot of Jake don't understand why the things happen to us the way they happen. You have Jake talk about somewhere, if there's a God, why would he allow slavery? If there's a God, why would he allow our land to be taken away from us? Well, it's part of chastisement.
That's it.
Because you weren't brought over here to have land in perpetuity. You weren't brought to the Americas to prosper and to live a comfortable life. This is a prison for us, bro. We still are in prison. We were born in captivity. We've died many times in captivity. All right? And we brought right back here until the Lord ends that captivity.
That's right.
Okay? So you weren't set up here to be prosperous. Live long and prosper, like Spock from Star Trek. You were brought here to suffer.
To suffer.
And to remember why you're suffering. Right?
Yep.
Get Jude 1. It's only one chapter in Jude. But it says a call to remembrance, something like that in there. Look for the word remembering.
I had a
Bring
quick
it up.
precept in the meantime. This is in the book of Micah 7 and 9. It says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light and I shall behold his righteousness.
Right. So we got to be patient. Right? Because we have sinned against him. That's a man that realizes I've done wrong. But just because I realize I've done wrong doesn't negate my chastisement in that. Now, it's not like the Lord is going to be beating you to a bloody pulp. You're going to get beat. You're going to catch a little bit of hell. He'll bring it back. And he'll put a little bit more on you and more on you. Right? So until you are able to be hardened, so you're hardened to the knowing that, hey, look, now I'm fit for the fight. I'm a soldier.
Yep.
Even Yahweh Shai said that, Paul said to Timothy about being a soldier of Yahweh Shai, man. You can't be concerned with the things of this world.
That's right.
Right? Because you're at war. And you got to endure hardness as a good soldier. Those hardness is tough times, tumultuous times. Did you see it?
Oh, what was that?
I saw one.
It says, bring it to remembrance.
Verse 5, I don't know if this is the one. It says, Jude 1:5, I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that the Lord, having saved the people out of the land of Egypt, afterward destroyed them that believe not.
Right, so because he's bringing us to remembrance, this is from our former lives. We walked through that Red Sea. We saw Yahweh Shai deliver us using Moses as a prophet and his brother Aaron, bringing us through that water. You know what I'm saying? So, but we had to be jogged. That memory had to be jogged via the spirit and power of Yahweh Shah, via the spirit, right? The spirit of truth. So now we understand these things. It's not foreign to us. Like Esau, even in this world, here it is. On one hand, Esau is claiming to be the people of the Most High, claiming to be the so-called Jews of the Bible, but they don't believe that Moses actually split the Red Sea via the Most High, Yahweh Shah. They don't believe that. They don't believe that we walked through that sea. They don't believe that the Lord drowned pharaohs, which they know that it happened because they had archaeologists like Ron Wyatt bring it out. He showed you that even as we speak right now, on the bottom of that fucking that sea over there, it's still fucking chariots spinning.
I saw the video.
Yeah, it's still gold, because gold don't dissolve. The wood do, but gold don't dissolve. They had the whole chariot. They had the chariot wheels. Still, how the fuck did them chariot wheels get down there, man?
It's still there.
You know, and other artifacts. And even, see, we don't need these things to believe that these things happen. We believe by faith. But Esau that has no faith. So when he talks about these things, they speak as if these things never happened, knowing they did, because they're deceiving many people.
Yeah. Quick precept.
Yeah.
Hebrews 12, verse 6.
Well, we in the same thing.
Oh, it's lucky. There you got it.
It says, my son, despise thou not, Hebrews 12 and verse 5.
Yep.
Or my son, despise thou not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him.
Yeah, don't read it again.
Hebrews 12 and 5. My son, despise thou not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked.
Yeah,
that's right.
So don't get faint-hearted. Don't fall out over the fact that you're getting rebuked and you're getting chastised. Because a lot of rebuke is going to come from other men of the Lord. Whether that's the apostles, whether that's the bishop elders, whether that's the heads of the camp, whether that's other brothers.
Yeah.
A lot of times the scripture says the Most High speaks through the mouth of the prophets, bro. You think that it's a brother just getting on you because, no, it ain't. It's the spirit of the Lord. It's the spirit of Yahweh Shah that brings things up, that might show things in your character that need to be corrected. So you're going to be corrected a lot of times via men of the Lord, and that's mercy. Because once the Lord chastises you, it's a wrap. Like if he do it on his just full force on you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
It can hurt.
But it's through grace and correction. You got a lot of guys that get offended because the heads of the camps might be younger than them. You get a lot of guys that get high-minded because they're in positions of leadership. You got a lot of guys that don't want to understand the humility in this whole thing. Look, Yahweh Shah is the son of the Most High, the son of Yahweh, the only begotten son, but he himself humbled himself to his own disciples, his own servants, his own students. How much more are we? Now, who am I?
Yeah, and you mentioned correction. Actually, in the NLT, it says, my children, don't make light of the Lord's discipline and don't give up when he corrects you.
Yeah, because you got some guys that are just, hey, man, I don't like the way you talk to me. And then they out the camp. They left the camp. They gone.
That's right.
All because he got offended.
And I looked up the etymology of the word correction. It says correction, authority to correct, or action of correcting or chastening, rectification of faults in character, conduct, etc.
Yeah, because you got to understand, brothers, we all came from the world. So we're bringing ways. You still have the world on that's coming out of that motherfucker, bro. So a lot of the ways that you have in the world are not the way, a lot of the ways you conducted yourself in the world are not the same ways you conduct yourself in this truth.
That's right.
Right? You have to change. Again, we said earlier, the Lord said what? You have to be born again in the mind. So the things that you might have learned in the world, you might have like 10 years, 20 years seniors on other brothers in the camp. But you still a baby in this thing. This brother been laboring for years. 4 or 5 years, 6, 7 years ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? And now you think you can come in and you can say, well, I know this. No, that shit they ain't gonna cut it, buddy. You don't know shit. You absolutely know nothing. You don't know how to deal with the spirit. You don't even understand spirits. You don't understand how they work and how they can work against you.
You don't understand yourself.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. You being born, you got to come in and be born as what? A newborn babe. That's how you got to come into this thing. Just ready to learn. Children, babes are young children, babes. They're ready to learn. They're eager to learn. They don't know anything, but they're excited to learn. You got to
Yep.
be in that mindset. And you got to be reborn again and made anew in the mind, which is the heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it says, be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, man.
Yep.
It says, rectification of faults in character, conduct, etc., by restraints or punishment, also a bringing into conformity to a standard, model, or original, from Old French correction, amendment, punishment, rebuke.
Yeah, you got it, bro.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, you know, like, hey, the brother was going into it. Correction is not just like, oh, speaking to you nice, like, oh, look, you shouldn't do this because the Father loves you and He doesn't. Like, no, man, yo, you going off, man. You keep doing that shit, the Lord's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
You know, or the Lord could give you an example of physically, man. You keep doing some wickedness. You mentioned the food earlier, and you know, I'm gonna just keep eating the sport because, you know, the Lord blessed it and shit.
Yeah.
You fuck around and get a fucking stomach cancer or some crazy shit like that, man.
Yep.
And that's the Lord punishing you for what? For your disobedience, correcting you. Like, look, you know not to eat it.
Yeah.
Like when you didn't know it was all right, you know, like we said, the Lord winked at our ignorance, man. But now you know. So it's
Now
like,
you know.
you keep doing those things, you're gonna be corrected harshly, man.
Yeah.
You know, so what the apostles, what the elder brothers are doing is what? Telling us before, you know, we go astray too far, man. And sometimes it's rough, man, because, hey, that's love. Like when you tell, like we made an example of the father, you know, correcting the child that trips. We already know not to do certain things, but if brothers catch us, like our elders or brothers catch us doing something, they're gonna call it out. Like, hey, yo, bro, you can't be doing that, bro. Like, don't do this.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to be eating this, doing a lineup and doing none of that stuff. And you might get offended, but guess what? He on the right.
Yep.
Because that's the right way that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua taught us, man.
Yep. That's the warning
Yeah,
shot.
because you got to understand. You got to understand that chastisement is for your betterment. When somebody is looking out for you, that's because they really love you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture says, open rebuke is better than secret love. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be, you got to be, you can't hide the fact that a brother is doing something, you know, and just because you like him, oh, he's cool, man. So I don't want to mess up how, you know, how our friendship is or how he views me. It ain't about me, bro. It's about Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, bro. You know, and there's certain things that you got to understand that you, first of all, in this truth, you can't be easily offended in anything. You know what I'm saying? We don't do things and jest on each other like they do in the world. We don't do I don't do that shit. I don't play those games. Because you are a servant of the Lord. And who am I? I'm no better than you are. You know?
Well, you know, the Lord told Peter, like, feed my sheep, you know, and, you know, we're kind of like shepherds unto the people of the Lord. And when you see a shepherd, the shepherd's intention is never to hurt the sheep. He always wants to take them wherever they got to go and bring them safe back home. But when a sheep goes astray, what do they use the staffs for? To hit him, like give him a, you know, a good whack, like, yo, boom, like don't get out of line.
Yeah, or put them back online.
That's right. Or they use, you know, dogs,
Sheepdogs.
the sheepdog, and the sheepdog is not just gonna go and like push it nice and
they be
soft.
pinching
Like,
them.
yeah, like they be like nipping at him,
Yeah,
and the
like,
sheep is like, oh shit.
Sheep be like,
Yeah. So that's the same thing. It's just like, obviously we're human, so I mean we're, you know, human beings. So we gotta rebuke with what? With the tongue, man. And we gotta tell, but that's what the scriptures say, cry aloud, spare not. Lift up that voice like a trumpet and show my people the transgression. And so we gotta let you know, like, yo, you going off.
Yeah, you're going off, man, and to correct yourself and then be corrected. And then that shame that you feel behind that correction, that's good.
That's growth.
Because a nigga don't feel no shame. A nigga just like, oh, whatever, nigga, and he'll get offended at the correction. Well, why you correcting me? Who is you, nigga?
That's right. Well, right here I got this precept, Proverbs 15:10. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die.
That's right. Go down to 33. Start at 32. The brother GMS Humble Servant posted it out of that same chapter.
Proverbs 15:32, he that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul,
Yeah.
But he that hateth reproof,
He that heareth.
Salakia, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh by Shem Yahushai, is the instruction of wisdom,
That's
and
right.
before honor is humility.
Yeah, so before you can receive honor, like you were saying earlier, how Jake want the reward before they even get their work, you want the honor, but you ain't exercised no humility in this thing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of Jake out here that they just want something because it looks good. You got Jake they got a power lust or a lust for power. You know, having the ability to rule over men, but they don't understand the responsibility that comes behind ruling over men. First of all, you're not our men. You're Yahweh Shai's men. So there's a great responsibility. There's a great responsibility, a heavy responsibility on the men that leads the Lord's men, because we're entrusted with the Lord's jewels. So we just fuck around, just do whatever we want, we manipulate these jewels, we exploit these jewels. We're going to get a harsher punishment than you would, because we're over you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's another thing is, as a leader, as knowing you have a leader, you ain't supposed to grieve your leader, man. The scriptures speak about these things.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just speaking out our heart. You know, so it's 2 and 2. It goes hand in hand. But there's a great responsibility with being a leader. Everybody want to be the man because it look good. In this world, they teach you, like, if you're the man, people reverence you. You walk into a room, motherfucker stop and stare at you. Well, that ain't the way it works in this truth, man. Now, we do venerate one another, you know, but even our heads, they don't even want all of that. They tell you, man, hey, look, man, I'm not a damn celebrity. I'm a brother. I'm a man just like you. You know?
That definition of humility, it says a modest or low view of one's own importance,
And
humbleness.
in this world, they don't teach you humility. Everybody is lovers of themselves. You know, you got social media. You just put all these pictures up of yourself, and you're doing all this other extra shit, and you get people all excited about you, their attention. It's not about that. Read it again.
Humility, it says a modest or low view of one's own importance.
A modest or low view of one's own importance, man. You know, like I tell brothers all the time, man, I'm a man just like you. Like all that elder talk, elder this, elder that, it sounds like it's cool. That should get annoying, especially if you ain't really earned it or you don't feel like you earned it. Even if the Lord have given you that title. You know why? Because it breeds a lot of pompous and a lot of pride, and we're trying to remain as humble as possible. I know my role in this thing, in this body that we have here in Hawaii. You don't see me like, yo, demons will jump on me and be like, oh man, they ain't called you up, they call you brother. So what? I'm like, hey, shalak. I be like, what's it is? I forget the prayer, but I'll be rebuking Satan, bro, because it's not necessary. I ain't won nothing yet. I'm fighting just like you. We together, man. We in a fucking battle together, bro. I'm fighting with you in the trenches and shit. I'm like, yo, you love me. What the fuck, nigga? If you don't turn around and put your fucking weapon down range, bro. You know what I'm saying? We in the fight together. When we get in the kingdom, when we get saved, Lord, when we part of the elect, hey, then all of that will come. All that admiration and all that great adulation and respect, that's gonna come with all of that. You know, but even still, brothers ain't gonna be like, yo, man, I'm over here, you over there. Nah, man, we gonna be cool. We all one. We all working for the same penny. But that doesn't mean that on the same hand too, that don't mean you brothers disrespect that man that's over you too.
That's right.
You know, don't be like, just because brothers be showing that humility, don't exploit that humility, because you get guys that do that think that humility is a weakness, and in reality, it's a strength. You see what happened with Moses' sister and his brother when they disrespected Moses, man. Particularly Miriam, her ass, that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And that bitch, she was out of order. That bitch got out of order, and the Lord put her in place.
Checked her.
He checked her quick, right then and there, made her a white woman. And she ain't like that shit. She ain't like it at all. And she had to stay outside the camp for 7 whole days by herself in that wilderness is all. It wasn't no street lights back then. She ain't had no protection on her.
That's right.
But because the Lord heard Aaron and Moses' prayer for their sister, hey, the Lord had mercy on her.
Right.
You know, but hey, you don't disrespect the Lord's men. You got a lot of you people out here disrespecting the Lord's men. Your women, women of the Lord, men of the Lord, you over here treating them like they ain't shit, all because you all fucked up in your emotions. You don't want him to have another woman. He can't have something on the side. That ain't no excuse. You think the Lord gonna look at you and be like, you know what, my daughter, you were right. He should know, bitch. You gonna get punished.
Chastised.
You gonna get chastised and you gonna get beat with your pants off. You ever had a butt that get beaten? I have, many of them, and they hurt. You okay? So I'm telling you, ain't gonna be no clothes on that ass. You gonna pay for that. Y'all think it's a game? You think you keep playing? You keep playing. Here it is. The Lord had mercy on you and gave you a man of the Lord, a man after his own heart, and you just take him and abuse him. You use him. You misuse him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? No, you're gonna have to pay for that shit, motherfucker.
That's right.
Yep. Can I say this real quick? And chastisement is not nothing new. Israelites been getting chastised. This Deuteronomy been getting chastised. Deuteronomy 22, verse 18. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. Now the NLT says the elders must then take the man and punish him. And in verse 19, they must also fine him 100 pieces of silver.
Well, I don't know what that law is. You got to read up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want you to read that out of context.
Okay. Sundry laws. It's under. It says, thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother.
Yeah, so when the brother's sheep is going off or ox is going off, and you see it go off, you ain't supposed to be like, oh, that's his shit. I ain't worried about that. You just sit your ass in the house. No, you supposed to go get that ox and return it to your brother, whether he asks or not. Go ahead.
I was going to see what sundry. You know what sundry means?
No, just keep reading, bro.
Just keep reading. Verse 2, and if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house.
Yeah, so if you don't know this man, so let's say the brother is a stranger to you, but he's still a fellow Israelite. You're supposed to bring that ox into your crib, hold on to it until that man coming around asking for it, and then you're supposed to give it to him.
Yep, that's what it says.
Take it and put it into your own fold. Like, oh yeah, I got me an extra ox, nigga. I'm good. I'm gonna eat good this year. Yeah, that's what they say. As well, finders keepers, losers weepers. Yeah, I'm saying that's wicked, nigga.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
It says, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again.
Yeah, you're supposed to give it up.
Verse 3, in like manner thou shalt do
because you know really
with
that's
his ass.
Stealing.
Yeah, that's stealing.
Let's go back to stealing.
Yeah.
Hey, you can take your ox and you can replace that with anything. Hey, this brother might leave his wallet at my crib. Well, I'm supposed to go through his fucking wallet. His brother, like, he need his fucking wallet and shit. He got his last bit of money up in there or whatever. And I'm like, I'm just sitting there. But niggas do that.
Hell
yeah, niggas.
Hell yeah, niggas will do that.
And then you over here look. The nigga will help you look for some shit you looking for.
Niggas ain't right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I had people tell me like, oh yeah, it was this other dude.
Yeah, lying.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the whole time, them niggas gonna bust it down in the room, or he can't wait till you bust it down.
Counting your
That's
shit.
That's wicked. You ain't supposed to do that, bro.
Yeah.
If a brother leaves something, hey brother, you left this over. Here, this is yours, bro.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3, in like manner shalt thou do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost
his clothes, his shirt.
Yep.
Because you get Jake doing that too. Jake be like, he might be drunk, leaving in a hurry and shit, and then he realized the next day, oh shit, man, I lost this. I left this. Last time I saw it was at your house, brother. And did you got it? And you be like, no, man, I ain't got it. Then it's in the closet. And then y'all at a party, you wearing that shit like it's cool. Like, hey, nigga, I thought you said you ain't, you know what I mean? See that? You ain't supposed to steal from one another, bro. That's against the law.
That's right. That's stealing. That's just straight up stealing. In like manner thou shalt do with his ass, and so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost thing of thy brothers,
return it to him,
which he hath lost, and thou hast found, thou shalt thou do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again.
Yeah, so you see a brother, one of his sheep or oxen fall into a hole, and he have a hard time getting it. You ain't supposed to walk by him and say, man, fuck that shit. I don't know that nigga. No, you supposed to stop and you supposed to help him, because that's your brother. and likewise he to you. Go ahead.
Verse 5, the woman shall not wear that which...
No, where you get the one with the chastisement and beating them?
Oh, that was Deuteronomy 22 and verse 18.
Yeah, you ain't had to go all the way up to the top. But go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And it shows that Yahweh Shemashai gave us laws to cover everything.
Yeah, everything is covered in the law. Go ahead. A couple of verses up.
I'll start at verse 16, Deuteronomy 22. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity.
Oh yeah, basically he's saying that
lied.
Yeah, he lied and said that she wasn't a virgin when he got her because he don't like her. He don't like her attitude or something.
Wait, he said what now?
So that's read it again, bro.
It says, verse 17, Deuteronomy 22, and lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her.
So he lied against her. He said that she basically said that. No, keep reading.
Saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity.
So basically, he said he got with old girl, knocked her down. He was displeased with her, so he just came up with a lie so he can get rid of her, and said that she wasn't a maid, meaning she wasn't a virgin when I laid with her. But then the father got the token of he got the evidence of the blood on the sheet when the hymen got broken, that she was a virgin.
Oh, he's saying that she wasn't a virgin, but the father is saying she was a virgin.
Yeah. But he got the token. The father got the evidence of her virginity.
Ooh, that's deep.
Keep reading.
And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city.
That's a sheet. They fucked on the sheet, the bed, and then and the bed got the blood on it. He's still holding on to because that's what the father would do after y'all consummated that marriage. The family would come in and take the sheets off the bed and fold it up and hold on to it. This is proof that your daughter was a virgin. So what happened was, if you, like this nigga, just up and said, yo man, I'm tired of this bitch, man. I gotta do something about this hoe. Man, fuck that. Hey, she wasn't a virgin, man. When I got her, man, they lied to me, man. They lied to me. They said she was a virgin. Man, I ain't dealing with no virgins. He said them dumbass shit like that. And then the nigga was like, what? The father was like, hold the fuck up, cuz. I got the blanket out. Hey, go give me that blanket out there. He gonna take it to the elders. And the elders gonna be like, okay, this nigga's lying? Whoop his ass, cause he's lying. And then he gotta pay this man because he just defamed the father. That's right. So they beat his ass. They beat him good too. They beat him real good. That's right. And then see, you gotta understand something, bros. In the ancient world, we didn't have policemen. We didn't have courthouses. We had judges amongst ourselves. We had to judge amongst ourselves. That's why even Paul said about those Corinthians, because what the Corinthians was doing, they was taking each other to court to the Romans. Whenever something got wrong, they had an out between each other. Right. Instead of fixing the problem amongst themselves, they would go to Esau. And Paul was like, "What the fuck?" They said, "You don't do no shit like that." That's when he said, "No, you're not. You shall judge angels." Yeah. How much more are you not able to judge a matter amongst yourselves? See, in the ancient world, again, we didn't have no police officers. We didn't have no court system where we had a system, but it wasn't what you see today. Like, if I got to out with you, right? Say me and you had a contract, and I broke the contract. You ain't supposed to go to court, and you ain't supposed to take me to court and be like, yo.
You're sharing the gospel?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly what we doing. That's right. That's exactly what we're doing. So you ain't supposed to take. I'm not supposed to.
Civil court.
Yeah, it's a civil court. First of all, you're supposed to be able to talk to me.
Right.
Right. You're supposed to be able to come to me, and I'm supposed to be able to receive it. I broke the contract. I need to pay you. I owe you. That's us judging amongst each other. But in this world, they teach you to be litigious. Go to the court because it's a hook. It costs money either way. You take somebody to court, everybody got to pay. So it's going to help the court system get paid, and then you may or may not get your restitution.
That's right.
You see? But in reality, we're supposed to be able to resolute one another, or restitute one another, give one another restitution.
Right.
We are. It's like when I was in the army. They used to always tell us you got to handle things at the lowest level. They didn't like every time somebody had a gripe, you went into the platoon sergeant. Wait, you got a squad leader. And the platoon sergeant gonna ask you, do your squad know what's going on? No, he don't know, but I was just saying, I just saw you. No, nigga, you gotta take that to him.
That's right.
And let the squad leader handle that. Because normally it's some shit that you can handle at a low level. And if it's too big, then you bring it to the staff sergeant, which would be the squad, platoon sergeant. Platoon sergeant, he'll bring in the squad leaders, he'll bring you in, and he'll talk about it. And if it's too big for them, then they got to bring it up to the you had the platoon sergeant, and then you had the first sergeant.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got to go. If it go to top, it's a problem. It's a reason why they call him top.
It's a real problem.
Because he or she is the first sergeant. His matters or her matters that they have to deal with are way higher than the shit that's going on this low level. That's why they're paying you to be a sergeant.
Because a nigga owe you $20.
Yeah, cause what the fuck?
Somebody stole my soap.
Yeah, somebody stole my soap. What the fuck? Hey, somebody gonna get the soldier. With the platoon sergeant gonna tell you, hey man, who the fuck? What? Hey, do you got money for soap? Oh, I ain't no money first. I mean, sorry, I ain't got no money, Staff. Sorry. All right, look, you take money. He might go in his pocket. Hey, go get him some soap. Hey, soldier. Hey, this is soap. When you get paid again on the 15th, on the 15th, I need you to bring in 2 weeks worth of fucking soap. So I make sure you got some soap to wash your damn clothes. I seen it, bro. I've been I was in the military for a long time, bro. I know how it go. So likewise, that's what we were supposed to do. Let's keep on reading. We were supposed to judge amongst each other. We had elders amongst us that were like the judges. They were men of understanding. They weren't just regular niggas. No, they were men of understanding and of high nobility amongst our people.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually niggas start manipulating that shit and it just got fucked up.
Yep.
Now you niggas go straight to Esau and you ain't supposed to do that. Let's keep reading.
Verse 18, Deuteronomy 22, and the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him.
Yeah, so they supposed to whoop his ass. Go ahead.
And they shall immerse, I guess that means to fine, and they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he has brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel.
So he brought shame to her. He not only did he bring shame to that virgin, but he brought it to her house.
Today's day and age, defamation of character.
Yeah, defamation of character. That's right. And then what happens? You got to pay for that.
Hell yeah.
That's why I like Nate, like Apostle Gabar always tell Nate, lucky that we're not litigious people, man. Because all the slander that Nate had put against us, he could be sued for that and found liable if it be the Lord's will.
Especially that grape thing.
All that grape shit talking about we grape, and you can't just walk around and put that on people. Women do it to men all the time. And sometimes those women, they get found guilty and they gotta pay for that shit. Like they had a story of this one white bitch, this Italian bitch. She had a BBC train ran on her in college, but then she liked some dude, and she didn't want the dude to find out what happened. So she claimed that these athletes raped her, and they got kicked out of college. They lost their scholarships,
Damn.
And they had to go to court, and they had to get lawyers. They come to find out this bitch was lying the whole time. She lied. It came out she lied. And she went to jail for a couple years for what? Perjury, man.
Damn.
And filing a false police report. But the damage had already been done. All because she was like some dude. Who the fuck is this nigga that you liked so much because she didn't want to be looked at as a hoe? But you a hoe, bitch. And everybody know, bitch. But you see, that's called testifying false. And in the ancient world, you had to have testicles to testify. Women were not allowed to testify. That's why what happened with Susanna. She's about to get stoned because they lied and said that she freaked off with these two dudes because these niggas were so enthralled with her that they knew they couldn't have her, so they lied. And then what happened? The Lord had to raise Daniel up, and Daniel was a young man, right? This is prior to the Babylonian captivity happening. But Daniel was a young man, and the Spirit of the Lord jumped on him to assess the situation. And he saw that he found out, these niggas is lying. So what happened? They got put to death. They tried to get her put to death because she didn't want to fuck with them. They end up dying.
Wow.
You see, but we did that. We were allowed to do that. But we can't do that in this world because we're not sovereign. But we in this truth, we can do that. Hey, we have matters with brothers. We ain't taking brothers to court. We're going to let Yahweh Bashim Yahushai deal with it. And he always deal with it. We deal with it amongst each other first. First, it'd be the two of us or the three of us. And if we can't get it, then we're going to call Elderman Watazat. He our regional head. If he can't handle it, he going to call one of the bishop elders. If they can't handle it, but it ain't going to get that high. I'm going to tell you that right now. You're not going to make it past the second level of judgment. It's going to be swift. Like, look, bro. Hey, get him the fuck out of here, bro. You out. You gone. Peace out. Straight up. Because I'm sorry, brother. We're listen, bro, we're not just sitting up here to be toy soldiers, bro.
Right.
Each and every last one of you brothers out here, especially you brothers in the camp, y'all should be able to judge one another. Let's get that. No, you're not. You shall judge angels, bro. He got it, brother. He got it.
Okay.
You got to understand that. You ain't sitting up here just to be a sign holder, a camera watcher, or a water lifter. That is not your job.
Deeper than that.
That's part of your job. You ministering to one another, but your main job is that you're going to be a judge. When we take this earth, brother, we're going to take the earth over. You can't be, it's not going to happen. I'm just speaking as a man. You can't be a lazy brother, bro. Here it is. I got you over 4 countries, bro, or 5 provinces or whatever, and you just laxity. You ain't going to be like that, bro. You gotta govern these people, bro. And how you govern them? With the laws, such as commandments of the Lord. We exercising these laws one towards another. That's why I said we was using the term stealing. I ain't with that stealing shit, bro.
Me neither. Fuck that.
I don't play that stealing shit, bro, because that's not cool. Because that's a lack of trust.
A lack of character.
Big time. We can leave. I don't give a fuck how much money these brothers got leaving my house. Guess what? When they come back, every cent gonna be right there.
Yep.
That's right.
I ain't gonna be pinching and I ain't touching it. That ain't my money.
Be borrowing shit.
Hell no. I'm gonna just pay it back when I get it.
Nah.
And you never pay. You ain't gonna have it back because you ain't have it at the beginning with. No, bro, you give it back, bro. We love each other. That's love, bro.
Yep.
That's right.
That's integrity.
You can't cheat. You can't let every nigga into your crib because niggas will get you. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta be confident. We're gonna be judges, bro. So we're held to a higher standard than anybody on this planet Earth, bro.
Yep.
That's right.
You got it, bro.
This the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 1. It says, "Or dare any of you having a matter against another go to law before the unjust and not before the saints?"
Yeah, the unjust is these Edomites, these heathen nations, particularly these Edomites. You know what I'm saying? You got to out with a brother. You gonna take him to the courthouse because y'all had an agreement and the agreement didn't go through. Y'all ain't figured it out. Y'all should be able to figure it out, and that brother should be held responsible. So he should hold himself responsible. If you fucked up, if you a true brother, if you just a nigga, you ain't gonna give a fuck and you gonna get put out, and the Lord's gonna deal with you, nigga.
Yep.
Go ahead.
In the NLT it says, "When one of you has a dispute with another believer, how dare you file a lawsuit?
How dare you file a lawsuit?" Go ahead.
And ask a secular court to decide the matter instead of taking it to the other believers."
Right, and who will be the other believers? The body.
That's right.
You got brothers that's in the body. Because sometimes too, a brother might be simple, and then you'll get cussed out too. Yeah, this man will get corrected, but you gonna get cussed out for being stupid too. Hey, brother, I've seen it. I've heard it. Hey, the apostles don't play, bro. Like, yo, they don't mince words. Hey, brother, you stupid for letting you. Why you letting them do that to you, bro? They don't fucking let that shit happen again. Okay? And that brother, he's gonna get dealt with, but you're gonna get dealt with too. It's always a two-edged. Judgment is a two-edged sword. It's not a one-way sword. Nobody's innocent in anything. You had to see certain signs of things that was happening, and if you were so ignorant to see that, then maybe we gotta question your authority. Hey, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I took my black ass to Brazil. I got my ass handed to me, bro. I was sick and crying. I was like, what the fuck you doing in Brazil? What the fuck you down there? You live all the way in fucking Hawaii. What the fuck you doing over here? Because they was simple-minded.
Yeah.
In this world they teach you that judgment is one-sided. We supposed to feel sorry for you. Nah, bro. It's always a learning lesson. It's a lot of gnats, ain't it?
What the hell
Yeah.
is going on?
And it's everywhere, bro.
We next to this trash.
Is that what it
Nah,
is?
but in my
Yeah.
crib too, they like
Yeah, it's
by the
gnat
parking
season.
lot,
Should I
it's
get some incense?
crazy.
Yeah, bring the incense out, bro. Ooh, yeah, they heavy. I saw a gang of them over there. Look, they just flapping around each brother. Yeah. Bring it out, Kahan. Go what you got.
Verse 2, it says, do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Yeah.
And if the world shall be judged by you,
It's on your side.
the driver,
The driver's side.
says, do you not know that the saints shall judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters? So again, you know, whenever there's a dispute or a situation that has to be judged, you ain't supposed to go to a civil court. You ain't supposed to go to Esau or any of these heathen nations. Why? Because they don't have sound judgment. Yahweh Shem Shai is teaching us what? Sound judgment. You know, and this is what the heathens don't have, man. That's why the scriptures say in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter, that the heathens are gonna see the way we carry ourselves and say, who are these wise and understanding people?
This is the wise and understanding people.
That's
You got
right.
the talk?
Oh, right here.
No, he's speaking, brother.
Yeah, because, you know, you go to civil court nowadays, man, and you could be guilty as shit, but you have a good lawyer, and you're going to fucking win the case, man.
Yep.
And that's not sound judgment. That's not righteous, man. You see? So when we get into power, Lord willing, we be part of the elect, man, we're going to judge it right, man. Nobody's going to be able to buy off one of the judges of Israel, man. Nobody.
Yeah.
You a heathen, you commit a crime, hey, you got to pay for it, man.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be no huckster, slick ass lawyers in the kingdom of heaven that know the law to the point where they can exploit the law.
That's right.
No, it is what it is. If you committed adultery, you're gonna get put to death. It ain't gonna be no more mercy, no more grace. After Yahweh Shai come back, even the rebels of our people, they're gonna be put out. And they're gonna be like, well, why is it happening? Why is it so swift? Because there's no more grace.
No more
You
mercy.
adulterer, you're getting put to death.
That's it.
Okay, you a fornicator, you a spiritual fornicator, you getting put to death. If you eat abominable foods, you're gonna get sick and die.
Because you know better.
It's like here in Esau's kingdom, man, you have an Edomite kill a bunch of people and then just say, oh, well, you know, I'm mentally ill and shit. And
Yep.
Get
Yep.
off and get a house arrest or get a light sentence, man.
Or
Like,
go
no.
to the insane asylum.
That's right.
So-
No, man.
Yeah, what's it called? When you plead insanity.
Yeah,
Ain't no pleading insanity in the
Hell,
eyes of the
fuck you
Lord,
know.
nigga. You kill.
Kill.
We don't care about your mitigating circumstances. What led you to having to kill somebody? Well, my uncle used to touch me, so now I want to touch other people. Nah, nigga, you getting put to death. It ain't gonna be no court systems in our kingdom, bro. Ain't gonna be no prisons either. You're gonna be held in ward for a short amount of time, and then you're gonna get your judgment.
That's right, because what that type of system that we have now does is what
It rush judgment.
yeah, it rush judgment, and then wicked people don't see it, like they don't think, like real wicked people don't see like, damn, if I kill somebody, I'm gonna just be in prison forever. Like, nah, they'll be like, damn, if I kill somebody, I got enough money to pay a good lawyer.
Yep.
You know, I could get away with this. I could get house arrest. Fuck it, I could still live my life, and you know, fuck it. I don't like this dude. I'm gonna just fucking kill him, and I'll get my lawyer. That's how these rich Edomites
Hell yeah.
think, man. Like,
Yeah, they get a lawyer. Their God is their money.
that's right.
So if you got enough money and influence in this world, they'll rush judgment for you. Like that one dude, we always bring him out. The dude that was the scion for one of for the DuPont family in Delaware. He molested his children. He committed sodomy with his son. That's death. That's called homosexuality. And he sodomized his own daughter. Guess what? You had sex with your daughter. The penalty for that is death, right? So he did that, but instead of them putting him in prison, and for the least thing they could have did was imprison him. The Edomite judge said that he wouldn't fare well in prison, so they put him on probation, and they told him he had to be a sex offender. But what happened? He never registered, and he never went to the probation. He just let it go. He ain't had nothing else about it. He wasn't in the news. He didn't do no hardcore time because the
Damn.
last DuPont they put in prison put a mockery on him, and he had killed somebody. You ever see that movie called Fox Chaser? It's a dude, one of the DuPonts. He was a DuPont heir, very wealthy, and they made a movie called Fox Chaser about it with Steve Carell played in it, and yeah. So he went to prison. Supposedly he died in prison, but he went to prison he was a homosexual, and he was a murderer. So they let him go. But then when the next Tupac came up, they made sure to put that shit, sweep that shit underneath the rug. So they rest judgment here for the wealthy, for the rich. In our kingdom, it don't matter if you're wealthy, rich, or poor, which none of our people are going to commit iniquity and sin. But you other nations, it don't matter if you got money or not. You getting fucked up, nigga. You getting judged to the maximum penalty. You got murderers, serial killers out here doing 3 and 4 triple life sentences. What kind of shit is that, bro? That's wicked judgment. A person like that supposed to be put to death. That's right. You got men out here. You got men that they got something called a crime of passion. They caught their woman in the act of adultery, and then they put her to death and the man to death, and he had to go to prison. And in reality, he's supposed to be free. That's right. Because he did what the law of the Lord said. But see here, they get Psalms 50 and 16, Ariel. Okay. And here they hate the law of the Lord. They disdain the words of the Heavenly Father. And even though they disdain it so much, they'll have you swear in on a Bible. They swear in their warlocks on a Bible. They profane the word of the Lord in the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son by sacrificing on the words of the Lord. Go ahead and bring it out.
Psalm 50 verse 16.
Start at 16. Go ahead.
But unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes?
Yeah, and the wicked is Esau, Edom. And he declared the Lord's statutes by claiming that he's the Lord's people, claiming that he follows the Bible. Did they not say that America is a Christian country or a Christian nation? Did not President Reagan deem, I think 1985 or 86, one of those the year of the Bible? Right? He was a so-called avid Bible reader, but they skip over all of this. Right? Keep reading.
It says, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
Keep reading. Seeing
thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee.
And that's what Esau does. These words, we bring this out all the time.
Yep.
2 Timothy, about how this law is for instruction and righteousness and in correction, right? But Esau got it, but he just tossed it out. They got their own laws. They got their own so-called penal code laws, right? These laws they have, they're all wicked laws. Yep. Because really, Esau, he's all about profit. So if he just killed everybody that committed murder in this society, he wouldn't be able to exploit people in chattel slavery, what they call prisons. That's right. Right? Because that's where slavery is. Slavery never ended. They said slavery is outlawed, is illegal unless you are duly convicted of a crime. So chattel slavery is prison. It's a prison system, right? We all are in slavery today through wages, but in prison you're not promised a wage, and if they do, they give you like nothing, like 2 cents an hour. You know what I'm saying? If that ain't no money. You know what I'm saying? You make like 10 cents a day for a 12-hour work day or some shit. You know, and they say, oh well, we're giving you skills. You'll never be able to obtain that kind of job that you do in prison in the real world, because you have a criminal record. So now you got something called the recidivism rate, and they just keep you going back in the chattel. You keep going back and forth in the chattel, and you got dudes. You got men and women that are so institutionalized, they don't care about going back in the chattel. They love it. They love eating off of commissary. They love fighting in the prison. They love committing abominations, because when they inside those prison walls, all they're doing is doing the same shit they was doing on the outside. Basically. If you were extorting men on the outside, you're doing it on the inside. You were a homosexual on the outside, you're doing it on the inside. If you were a murderer on the outside, you're doing the same. These niggas, it's so crazy that these niggas catch a case in prison and they don't even get half the time that they would if they commit those same crimes on the streets. So you got niggas killing each other in prison, catching a body in prison, a whole fucking body in prison, and the nigga might get like 5 or 6 extra years. Or 1 extra year on his prison sentence. You done stabbed up another man. You done committed assault with a deadly weapon. So those prison houses, they're not set up for righteousness. They're set up in wickedness.
For profit, yeah.
For nothing but profit.
Like the scriptures say, there is nothing more wicked than a covetous man.
A covetous man. Yep. Esau is that man. He is that covetous man. That was it on that? Yeah. What you got?
Back in Corinthians. Yeah, back in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, Salakia, 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 2, it says, do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Yeah, we're going to judge the whole earth. We're going to judge the world of Israel first, and we're going to judge the whole earth.
And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
Yeah, and that was a symbol of that when they were taking each other to civil court. That's a small matter, but you taking your own brother to the fucking heathen to decide your cause. Go ahead.
Know ye not that we shall judge angels?
Yeah, we're going to judge angels, bro. And judging angels don't mean that we putting them in the, you going to hell, you going to heaven. No, we're going to tell angels what to do. We're going to have that kind of power. Us, Lord, when we part of the elect, the angels going, and there's innumerable amounts of angels, they're going to be at our beckoning call, like they're at Satan's beckoning call.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Even these Edomites, they got angels at their beckoning call right now. When they do all those seances and those sacrifices and witchcraft, they're dealing with angels on the left-hand side. And then with angels on the left-hand side going out committing acts of wickedness via what they asked for, right, according to their sacrifice.
Wow.
Right? So in our kingdom, we're going to have control over the angels on the left-hand, the right-hand side, and the left-hand side. That's how powerful we're going to be. Even Satan's going to be at our beckoning call.
That's right.
You know, and that's our brother on the left-hand side.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, all of them, they're gonna be on our beckoning call. It ain't like they ain't gonna be slaves, but we're like, hey, the brother, hey, we got this to do. Hey, this nation right here, they didn't want to come up. They didn't want to send no delegates up to they didn't want to send no delegates up to Jerusalem as they were told. Oh, okay, no problem. Go ahead and put a famine on them. And it ain't gonna be nothing. It's gonna be just like the scripture says, there'll be spirits poured out. What is it?
Created for vengeance?
Yeah, created for vengeance. That be ready to what? Pour out. Go bring it out.
All right,
Ecclesiastes. Bring it out.
Yep,
bring
Ecclesiastes chapter 39 and verse 28. It starts at Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 39.
You know, because even
verse 28.
Certain judgments, like, we're not gonna be, like our people, Israel, we're not gonna have to go to these heathen cities and execute the judgment. That's why the angels are there. Even today, we see judgment happening, and you don't see people actually executing the judgment. I mean, some of them, yeah, but there's judgments that happen that, hey, a dude could just be walking by and a fucking rock fell and boom, you dead.
I saw the thumbnail the brothers that posted up in the campaign share. It was a Jake dropping his mom's to somewhere, and a fucking wrench came out of nowhere and went through the windshield and killed her while he was driving. Put her to death. Lord gave that chick a wrench to the face. That's judgment, bro.
I know in the when the World Trade Center, them two buildings fell, there's a capture, might be on YouTube, might not be, of when the buildings were falling. There's the form of an angel in the midst of it all. Yeah, so that was one time you can see him. Ecclesiastes chapter 39 verse 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
And that's Yahweh
Shai.
They do that. And you can read about another story where the Lord, where an angel sent a lion spirit to one of the, I think it might have been one of the prophets or the prophets of a particular king of Israel. You know what I'm saying? He went out there and he told him a lie. And then guess what? That lie ended up with that man getting put to death. Because that was his judgment was death. So the Lord was trying to figure out, what should I do? And one angel said I should do this, another angel said I should do that. And another angel said, look, I'll be a lion spirit in the mouth of the prophets. And that's what he was. Told him to go out to a battle, and he was going to win it, he was going to come back. And Malachi, I think it was Malachi or Michael, one of them told him, nah, nigga, if you come back, I ain't going to be, the word of the Lord is not for sure. It's not sure. Roughly paraphrasing. He said, all right, he ain't come back. He listened to those lion spirits, and he got put to death.
Yep.
So that's what we're going to do. That was it on that?
29 if you want it.
Go ahead and read it.
Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
And those are nothing but angels.
Nothing but angels.
Angels put the spirit at them, just like The angels right now are holding back the four winds of destruction. The destruction is going to come from north, south, east, and west to hit America right now until all the elect be sealed. And the elect are being sealed. Like the apostles had looked on. I don't know if y'all caught all that for nothing.
Demon.
I don't know if y'all caught the After Camp live show. And one of the elder Amawan Gabar had brought out some information on how many channels on I think how many YouTube users there are. That's over 2.49 billion users on YouTube.
Wow.
2.49 billion, bro. You know what I'm saying? Up from 2 billion. So his word is going out across the world, bro. Right. Across the world. You see how the apostles, after their live show ends, ours shortly begins after theirs. Right? The word is still going out. Daily, weekly, nightly, all times of the night. There's the word of the Heavenly Father is going forth. And then what's going to happen behind that? That destruction, the judgment, them angels. They're going to let it loose. They're going to let the judgment loose, and then it's going to overcome it.
There was I'm sure you heard about this, the lifeguard on the North Shore who got killed by the shark.
I heard about somebody got hit by the shark. I know it was a lifeguard.
Yeah, it was a lifeguard. He was on his lunch break, and he went surfing, and the shark chopped him up. Judgment from the Lord. That's why I did a lesson on Teeth of Wild Beasts.
Judgment. This earth is full of judgment. Give me Ecclesiastes 3:16. You done, Gahan? Or you got
Nah, I was holding still.
Okay, we'll go back to that in a second.
What was that?
Ecclesiastes 3:16.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 16.
That's the one.
3 and verse 16, it says, Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 16, it says, and moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
And that's where we at. There's this earth.
That's
it
where
ain't
we
just
at.
Israelites getting judged. We getting the brunt. We getting the brink. Sorry, we getting the brunt of the judgment. Like meaning Yahweh Shema Shai is directly dealing with us, but that doesn't excuse these other nations. They're getting judged too.
They
get judged every day.
Every day.
They die. They get sick. They fall off. They get out. Some of them get better, live better, longer lives for whatever reason. But like that dude that was surfing, it was his time to go. I saw a video of this Jake chick. She was dancing on her head. She was in the middle of her mirth. She was dancing on her head and shit. And then she did a move, and her body went forward, and her neck went the opposite way, and it broke her neck. And she was like this. She was dead. She just died right there, right on camera. I had to turn her head. I couldn't even tell her. Even last night, that nigga Fat Man Scoop.
Oh yeah.
He passed away on the stage last night. He's the only one I remember the year before, or it might be 2 years before, this Houston rapper named Big Pokey, he was rapping on a microphone.
Yep, I remember that.
And he took his last breath right there on the mic. He was like, I'm saying. And his body was hitting the drink. And that nigga Fat Man Scoop was just partying. Yeah. He was like he was in a super spirit of mirth. Be quiet, make some noise, be quiet. And the Lord said, nigga, you be quiet. Boop. And it took his spirit.
And
they say he died at the hospital, but I believe he died right there on the stage.
He was like, I was ready to party.
He was ready to party. Make some.
And I think it was him. I think it was him. I saw an interview this morning from one of those guys who be interviewing rappers, and he said that dude, what was his name? Big what?
Fat Man Scoop.
Fat Man Scoop said, "I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna live." Something to that effect.
Yeah, who is you, nigga? You don't got the power of that.
Man's
got the power of life
that's
and death.
right.
Not you, nigga.
Not you, nigga.
This world is full of this judgment, and people don't understand judgment. And that's another reason why they get so bent out of shape, because they're carnally connected via their minds and emotions to this world. I know it sounds harsh, but it's the truth.
It's the truth.
It don't matter if you a baby. It don't matter if you are a geriatric or in between.
The Lord will get you.
That's it. But guess what? He in a better place now. He on our side now. Fat Man Scoop now. He ain't partying now with the world. He's partying with Yahweh Shai. And he's making noise for the elect.
And hey, how many times have we in our lifetime up to now seen that scenario where Jake, usually it's a Jake, says, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, and then the Lord just take him out.
Well, the scripture says that you supposed after everything you supposed to say, Lord
Lord willing.
Lord willing, we gonna do this. Lord willing.
That's
but
right.
he wasn't in the spirit of worshiping the Lord. He was in a nigga in the world. And that nigga died right there on the stage. He died doing what he loved. Yelling, making people make noise. Reveling.
Hell.
You don't know what this
Yeah.
nigga lifestyle was about. That nigga, you could tell he was always, his whole career, he was always morbidly obese. You could tell by the way he was breathing, always breathing. He can make all that noise on a microphone, my nigga, but
man.
his health was fucked up. We don't know how he was eating. You definitely don't know what he was doing behind closed doors when he wasn't on stage.
And that lifestyle.
So, you know, if you're in the music industry, you definitely a homosexual. So guess what? The judgment for that is death.
Death, nigga.
You know, and you fucking men, sucking on dick, and you fucking with women. So now you poisoning, committing adultery, poisoning the pussy population. Nigga, the Lord said, you know what, man, I'm tired of hearing this nigga voice, man. Hey, get him the fuck out of here, man.
Get him up
the angel
out of
said,
here.
you know what? Boop, snatch his spirit right then and there. He's like, what'd he say? If you ready to party,
Make some noise.
make some noise. And the Lord shut it up. And get that scripture where it says,
more noise,
I'm tired of our vows. I'm tired of our, I think it's in Amos 8 and 11.
Yeah, I got a quick one too in the meantime.
Bring it out.
Psalms chapter 7, verse 11. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
And that's what's happening.
Every
Because
day.
the righteous being judged, but the righteous being judged in measure. But the wicked, they're being extremely judged every day. And that nigga, he was a wicked dude. He ain't wicked no more. He's standing in the sight of the Lord of Yahweh. He's at his throne. And he's like, hey, brother, that was your judgment. Okay, go rest. See you in the kingdom. Cool. And he's good now. Because I guarantee you, if you were to go into the spirit world right now and ask Fat Man Scoop if he wanted to come back here, he's going to say, fuck no.
Hell no.
I do not want to be back there. I thought on stage, man, that shit was whack. Bring it out, man.
Oh, this one I despise him.
Yeah, I despise defeat. Yep, that's it.
Amos chapter 5 and 21, it says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. Any of the sacrifices.
It says,
That's
that
heavy.
was at 23.
Oh, 3. Well, Amos 5 and 23, it says, take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols.
And the Lord wasn't listening to Fat Man Scoop and yelling on the microphone, screaming and hollering, hearing that
Hating
bullshit.
that shit.
All that music that he was spewing out was nothing but a demonic incantation. So the Lord killed him in the midst of his ritual.
He wasn't nothing but a damn hype man.
Yeah, because he
more
was just
like
telling,
anything.
that's all he was. He was just telling niggas that what? Make noise. All my independent girls, make noise. All of something, be quiet. All the broke people, be quiet. So niggas start yelling in riotousness.
What I do, you do.
Yeah, what I do, you do. You know what I'm saying? That was all witchcraft, bro. And he gonna say, well, I was just making noise, I was just rapping, I was just doing my thing, nigga. All right, nigga, you doing your thing in the spirit world. Now somebody's gonna collect your last paycheck. Somebody in your family, if it don't go to probate, somebody's gonna collect your last check. The white man gonna take all your music and he's gonna go sell 1 million more records. He gonna get all of the money from you niggas. And all that shit you did was for nothing. It was for vanity. It was for vanity's sake. Because the Lord wasn't with it. And get that scripture in 2 Samuel. What was it? 1 Samuel 2 and 6 or 2 Samuel 2 and 6?
Jake be going out hard.
Yeah. And it happens, man. But guess what? When he come back, he gonna be in his right mind.
Yep.
And he's in his right mind now. And when he comes back, he don't gotta worry about passing away no more. He gonna live eternally.
Yep. The Lord. 1 Samuel 2 verse 6. The Lord Yahweh Bashimihashai killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up.
There it is. So it was really Yahweh Shai's will, bro. Because nobody dies on this earth. Nothing, not even a sparrow drops dead without the say so.
That's right.
The express say so of Yahweh
You got to
Shai.
sign off.
It has to if it ain't signed off by the Lord, I don't give a fuck what happened to you, bro. You just gonna be here fucked up, bent up out of shape.
See,
But if
angels bringing it to the Lord. Sign this, Lord.
Yeah, no, I mean not yet. Not yet. No. That certificate wasn't signed yet. We got scooped up out of here.
Yep.
The Lord scooped that man up out of here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All that shit, he was just a wicked nigga. Shrimp eating, shrimp cocktail eating, nigga. Drug-induced nigga.
I always think about that nigga Heavy D. Was it Heavy D?
That nigga was a Buddhist. He was a fucking idolater.
Was it him that stepped out of his house on so-called Christmas Day and died on the porch?
Oh, I don't know. I know he died in the house on the steps. He fell off the steps in the house.
I think it was Heavy D.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll just Google it.
That nigga Heavy D dropped dead. Yeah, well, that nigga was a Buddhist. A nigga from Mount Vernon talking about some Buddha and Confucius. Ain't no
What?
Buddha in the ghetto in Mount Vernon. Where the fuck you find that guy at?
The spirit I think it was in a fashion show, and some bitch. Well, everybody makes fun of it because the bitch was stupid, but she actually gave the right answer.
Yep.
They asked the bitch like, oh, so, because you know how they asked the model like a bunch of questions to see if they're smart or whatever.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So then they asked this bitch, who is Confucius? And then the bitch said, oh, the guy that created Confuciousness. Confucius?
Yep.
Confucianness? Well, in Spanish it sounds more funny because like the words are closer. But yeah, that shit is nothing but confusion, all that idolatry and all
nothing
that
but
bullshit.
confusion. That nigga was a fucking Buddhist.
Yep. It says
Confused as hell.
Salakia Myers. That was his last name. Heavy D.
His name was Dennis Myers or Daryl Myers, something like that. What was his first name? I think it was Dennis.
Heavy D.
Go to Wikipedia.
Let's call the nigga Dennis for now. He gone.
man,
He don't
I'm
care.
gonna lie.
He don't matter.
Hold on.
Yeah, you got it.
But yeah, man, and those souls, man, they didn't judge it right. Why? Because they didn't have the
Dwight.
spirit of the Lord.
Dwight.
It was Dwight.
Dwight Myers.
Dennis.
Yep.
His name was Dwight, brother.
Dwight. We'll roll with Dwight. Dwight Myers died.
That was his name. We ain't rolling with it. That was that nigga's name.
That was his name?
Dwight Arrington Myers.
Dwight Arrington Myers died on November 8th, 2011 in Los Angeles, California at the age of 44.
Pulmonary embolism.
He collapsed outside his home in Beverly Hills and was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center.
Yeah, that
So-
nigga was a Buddhist. So all them niggas, and
Fucking
really he
true,
was worshiping
man.
Buddhism because Buddhism is about prosperity.
Prosperity, yeah.
So they, if you ever look at anybody that's got mansions out here, you're not even just here in America, even abroad. I look at a lot of mansions throughout the country, the world, and every time I look in the living room, I'm always looking in the background. You'll see a statue of Buddha sitting in the middle of the table. They probably got a shrine
Like
to
a
him.
little water fountain
Yeah,
within the
yep.
front or some
Mhm.
bullshit.
Or that prosperity cat. That cat.
Yeah, that's the same thing. That Buddha cat. The
Yeah,
gold one.
yeah.
All that shit is idolatry.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? So that nigga went out like that. But now, he ain't got to worry about it, man. I forget some of his songs, but now that nigga's he dancing in the spirit world. You know what I'm saying? He's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Dwight is said. Did you say Dwight?
His name is Dwight.
Dwight Arrington
Yeah.
Myers. So
Dwight Myers.
there
Heavy
it
D.
is. Heavy D.
Heavy D. And that nigga was heavy his whole life. You know what I'm saying? He was heavy his whole life, and he had a pulmonary embolism, man. Fucked up his heart. That's probably what happened with Fat Man Scoop last night. He had a heart attack and died.
Yeah.
That was an embolism, bro. That wasn't no. He was just. You could hear the nigga panting, and the nigga he tried to go around. He tried to shake the death demon off of him. He tried to get next to another man. You know, hoping it's popping off on a DJ, and the DJ just. He's like. And then he got up out of here.
You saw that nigga neck?
Yeah, that nigga was
That nigga had a big old turkey neck.
Yeah, he a fat nigga. He was always like that.
Yeah.
Everybody call nigga Fat Man Scoop.
Fat man
Yeah,
Scoop.
nigga Fat Man Scoop, and the nigga died because he wasn't eating right. He wasn't living right. He wasn't eating right. That's why the apostles getting on all of us about our weight,
Yep.
about our diet, about exercise. And
I
his
be-
brother's walking all week long.
I'm telling the brother on the way over here.
Monday through Sunday.
Yeah.
What is it? GMS Walking Talk.
I
gotta get with this brother,
I
man.
was telling the brother.
I gotta get with him.
I prayed to the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, to put the spirit on me, to Lord willing do Gmshawaii every day. Bro, it's rough.
Yeah.
It ain't easy because I be tired
Not
sometimes.
bad.
But I tell the brother, I know as long as I just get out there, then the spirit will take over.
Yeah, it's gonna pay off.
And that's what's been happening.
Yeah, I need
You
to
know?
get with you, man.
Hey, whenever you want, you more
God,
you
brother.
more than welcome. I got plenty of room to the left or the right.
Go with it,
Yep.
Go ahead, brother. Back
That's
to
right. Back in 1 Corinthians 6 and verse 3, it says, "Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?"
Yeah, you should be
Yeah.
able to judge the things that are happening in this world. Nothing in this world is above
Yep.
above our understanding.
We good.
It's above our understanding. Because if you're in this truth, it makes things simple, bro. It's not rocket science, bro.
It ain't.
It ain't rocket science at all. And if we were able to be sovereign and in our right minds, and down here, and we implement these laws and commandments, bro, this world would be peaceful, bro.
Absolutely.
It wouldn't be about nothing. It wouldn't be about shit. This world that we live in currently, it teaches you to be covetous. It teaches you to be wicked. It teaches you to lust after the flesh.
Yep.
Because that's what everything is about. The flesh, the lust of the flesh. It's not about the truth of the spirit. It's not about that. But the kingdom to come, our world, Lord willing, part of the elect, that's going to be about righteousness. And it's going to be. It ain't like we're going to be sitting there floating on white clouds. No, we're going to have the best of both worlds. We're going to have the best of the spiritual world as best as the physical world. And we're going to be able to go in between them, too. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be able to exercise the laws and commandments that were set up to make this place a paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
It says, verse 4, it says, if then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are at least esteemed in the church.
Yeah, so whether you're the least of the brothers or the highest of the brothers, you should be able to judge amongst yourselves, man. It shouldn't be a bunch of backbiting. It shouldn't be a bunch of secret hate. It shouldn't be a bunch, because those are nothing but demons.
Mm-hmm.
The demons jump on all of us, but you got to be able to rebuke them. You know what I'm saying? Was it Anya Ga'ar, Atha, Shaitan, by Hashem, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakapadash. That's I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and the Holy Spirit. Right? Mm-hmm. That's how you say it. When all them demons jump on you, bro, you be thinking ill about a mother. You know that an evil thought is a sin. So you got an evil thought against your brother, that's a sin. You know what I'm saying? So you got to rebuke that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, again, the law, statutes, and commandments, they're set up. We'll end it off from that. Give me 1 Timothy 3 and 16. It might be 2 Timothy 3 and 16. I believe it's 1 Timothy. What 1 Timothy 3 and 16 say? No, 2 Timothy 3 and 16.
Yep, that's the one. Inspired.
2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 16 says, all scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. That the verse 16 of 2 Timothy 3 and 16 in the NLT, it says all scripture is inspired by the Most High and is useful to teach us what is true and to make us realize what is wrong in our lives. It corrects us when we are wrong and teaches us to do what is right.
And that's it. The scriptures are set up to teach us, to correct us when we go off, we do something wrong, and it shows us what is right. Right? That's why the Lord said, what? Seek ye the old paths, seek ye, give me Jeremiah 6 and 16. Aria, real quick.
This is the book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein.
You see? And that's rebellion. The Lord told Jeremiah the prophet to tell them Jakes, the Israelites, hey, turn to the old path, seek ye out the old path, learn ye the good way, search out the good way, roughly paraphrasing. Why he say that? Because at the time they were going off into idolatry. All right? And that was the wrong way. It wasn't the right way. But they said, what? We will not walk that way.
We
That's
will not
what
walk therein. Yep.
of our people are saying. They don't want to be corrected by the law of the Lord. They don't want to reverence Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. They don't want they don't want the old way. They want the new way. They want the new thing. They want the lie. Well, they don't realize it's going to get you destroyed.
Yeah, talking about prosperity. You want the true way to prosperity is this, man. This word.
Real prosperity.
Hey, come around here, Ariel. That was it.
Verse 17, it says, 2 Timothy 3 and 17, it says, that the man of the Most High may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works.
And that's what you ought to be in this street. So with that, we're going to see you guys next week, Lord willing. And you all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash.
Double honor to the apostle. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.
Hey,
Shalom.
shalom.
Shalom.